What's up? Be Connect. How we doing? What's good, everybody? Congratulations to Zando.
Congratulations for being first today. Good job to Zando.
All right, I'm waiting on my tea, and there it goes. Look at that. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Perfect. I would like for everyone to look at my new mug. My new enamel Omori mug. It came. Look at it. It's gorgeous. Look at it. Are you kidding me? It's adorable. Nothing bad would ever happen to anyone in this picture. Nothing. Come on. It's adorable. I love it. Now, I don't know how enamel does on a hot pad, but I feel like enamel is meant for literal fires, so I think we're okay. But I don't want the enamel to chip or anything. It does have a violin down in the bottom. I'll show you guys where I finished my tea. And up on the bottom of it, it actually has Omori chilling on the bottom, so it's very fun. All right, let's do our gachapon.
Will the Z Fighters manage to defeat Cell before he opens a gachapon? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Who could say? It is the clear. Hi, what's up, Keyboard Do? How we doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome, Checkpoint Church. Zando, you got the clear Chaos Emerald, which I guess is the white Chaos Emerald. We got 3 Chaos Emeralds down. Thank you for the follow. I'm fine, and you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Ready for a good week. Ready for a good week of some PokeMondays. We're gonna play some Violet today. So for those of you that were not able to join us or are new to the chat here, we played 8 hours of Violet straight last Friday just to celebrate the excitement of the new game coming out. So we're gonna play more of that today. I also have Silver Tempest. I've got a 3-pack here. And then I got the ETB here. So we're gonna go through some Pokemon cards and then we're gonna play some Pokemon. So we got big exciting stuff ahead. It's gonna be a great day. Zando, you also redeemed a movie game. So the movie game, for those of you that never played before, movie game, we combine 2 movie titles together and read the description of the 2 of them combined. And Zando is gonna be predicting. So let Zando guess first. If Zando doesn't get it, then I'll open it up to the chat. But we're going to let Xander go first. You give some codes. I typically keep those, but I'm not opposed to giving out a code or 2. But I don't know. Now they officially have the Pokemon trading card game live online, whatever it's called. I think PTCG Live. So I'll eventually get that set up, but right now I'm way too excited about Violet. But once the Scarlet Violet excitement dies down a little bit, I would like to set up my account and play some on stream. Okay, Zando, here is your movie game. Here we go. I see dead people because I'm watching a Jane Austen period romance starring Alan Rickman. I see dead people because I'm watching a Jane Austen period romance starring Alan Rickman. That is again for Zando. If Zando does not get it, we'll open it up to the chat. For sure. Ooh. But yeah, I'd be fine giving out a code if you would like one. The 6th Sense and Sensibility. Chat's in the clap. Congratulations. Congratulations. I mean, I have a ridiculous pile of codes over there. What's up? Rubidium boy. Easy. Yeah, the 6th Sense makes it pretty easy. There's only so many things that Sense can go into, huh? I'm gonna go drop over in the Discord, let people know that we're live, and then we're gonna get after it, yeah? We are live. Come play some more PokeMondays. All right. Spammed it a little bit. How'd you find us, Keyboard Do? And I'm gonna say Ruby. I'm gonna say Ruby until I'm told otherwise. Welcome to the chat. Welcome in. We're gonna open some Pokemon cards first, and then we're gonna get right on into Violet because I'm excited. Literally, once I stop playing this game, I think about playing the game more. So I'm gonna do something weird this time. For some reason, the reflection is really bad. I don't know what the deal is, so I'm gonna actually turn off this light, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it just like that. Do you think that looks better? Rubidium boy, Rubidium. Okay. So Rubidium, not Ruby. Do you like it? Do you prefer this look without the shine, or do you prefer it with the glare? Which one looks better? Because I can't get the glare off for some reason. What's up, Trombone? I forgot you had the week off, right? Without the shine, I agree. I agree. You guys don't need to see me. We're gonna turn off the shine for now. So again, we do have the 3-pack, and then we have 8 packs in the ETB. So I'll show you guys the ETB stuff with the light on, and then we'll turn the light off to unbox the actual cards. All right. So as usual, the 3-pack comes with, unsurprisingly, 3 packs. And then it also comes with a coin, which just dropped on the ground. It's just a Pikachu. Everybody know what Pikachu looks like here? Wait, who is our current king? Who is our current king? Thank you for the follow, Rubidium boy. Let's see if there's anything worth getting. So with the ETB, you always get the player's guide. So we're going to look through the player's guide and see if there's anything worth getting this time. Any information worth knowing. The Alolan Vulpix is obviously the figurehead. Looks like we have some unknowns in here. Hisuian Arcanine would be fun. Magearna's in here. Ooh, that's a sweet Lugia V. The Radiant Pokemon that we have in this edition is a Serena, an Alakazam, and a Jirachi. I would love a Radiant Alakazam. One of my favorites. Xando is king. Let's see. Anything else worth knowing? It always comes with the card list as well, so if you're a completionist and you want to check off cards as you get them, then that is the best way to do that. I'm just going to look through real quickly and see if there's any hallmarks in here. Legendary looks like we have a Reshiram. There's those Radiants. Pretty sweet Ursaluna. So we got some Arceus in there. Lugia and Here, a cricket. Is there a cricket in this song? Am I losing my mind? Is there a cricket in my room, or is there a cricket in this song? Because there's definitely a cricket somewhere. I hear it. Once I look through this book, I'll do a gotcha for you. Some pretty sweet line art cards of Mawile, Hisuian, Skuntank, Redrago, Magearna, Lugia. Yeah. We got some okay trainers, none that I'm super excited about. Rainbows this time are Superior, Vulpix, Regieleki, Unknown, Mawile, Redrago, Lugia, Brandon, Candace, Furisode Girl, Lance, Serena, Wallace, Worker. Gold cards this time are Superior, Lugia, Energy Switch, Gapejaw Bog, Leafy Camo Poncho, V-Guard Energy. Character art cards this time are Bryxon, Melodic, Flaffy, Jinx. I love that Jinx art. I don't like Jinx at all, but I love that. Pause the spoofy. That's a good thing. Let's pause the spoofy and see if the cricket's still here. I swear there's a cricket in here. It almost immediately stopped. It's a part of the song. Okay. Could be a weird bump. Yeah, don't scare me. Don't try to scare me. All right, I see a Gachapon, I see a Hydrate. I'm going to do that as soon as I look through these. Looks like we have a Malamar, Rockruff, Passimian, Gardevoir, Druddigon, Smeargle, and Altaria. That's a lot of character art cards. Holy moly. And then a lot of VR cards as well. There's a Kricketune, Superior, Blaziken, VMAX, Zeraora, Mawile, Corviknight, Rayquaza, Duraludon, Blissey. And then there's these TGU cards. I've never seen these before. They're like support cards. They're silver. Friends and Galar, Gordy, Judge, Professor Burnett, Rayhan, Swordward, and Shielbert. And then the 2 reverse cards are Rayquaza and Duraludon. So we got some cool stuff. We'll see. We'll get what we'll get. We will get what we will get. None that are so exciting that I'm going to spend all of my Buco Dolores this time as I did last time. For those of you that got an ETB, if you do the reverse of this little sleeve, you can see the character art is actually on the inside, so you get a little free poster. All right, shaking down literally everything. You get a free poster. Got Chop on for T-Bone. Who could say, Marshall? Who could say? Then we're going to do a big old sip of water. Or I could do a sip of my tea, because my tea should be ready as well. We're doing a little positive sweet tangerine tea. Love the viewer Pokemon at the bottom. Yeah, they're real fun. Who are you? Rubidium. Ooh, a Dunsparce. Have you played the new game? Let's see, Trombone. You got the yellow Gachapon, Chaos Emerald, Chaos Control. You have not. Well, Dunsparce is a leading character. All right, let's see. Another Gachapon for Kuro.
Hey, what's up, Doc? Thinking about getting a Gachapon.
Are you? Are you thinking about it, Bugs? Kuro. You got a celeb reads poetry. So let me know what celebrity you'd like, and once we're done with Pocket Man cards, we'll read that. Shoot. Nice. 2 for 2 today, baby. Feeling good. On a Tuesday. For those of you that weren't here yet, I do have my new Omori, enamel mug. You can name it hot. It's incredibly hot. Wow. Okay. Wowzers. All right. I don't think the enamel's gonna work. I don't think the enamel's gonna work with the hot surface because this is the hottest thing I've ever touched in my entire life. But I do have the new Omori mug, the new Omori enamel mug. It's very cute. I love it so much. It is also the hottest thing I've ever touched. Yeah, so I have a couple of celebs that I can already voice, and you can do those with ! Celeb, or you can come up with a celebrity, and I'll give it the old college try. All right, let's see what's in the ETB this time. For those of you that have never done an ETB, they're always the same thing. So this is nothing new, but you just get a custom themed dice, you get some starter deck stuff, you get all sorts of things. But you also get 8 packs. So we have 8 more packs on top of our 3, so we got 11 to go through today. You get your standards, so you get your V-Star thing. You also get Poison and Burn. Got some nice ice blue dice. Those are actually pretty slick. Pretty slick this time. I like those dice a lot. Yeah, I'm a fan of that D6. Real smooth. Let's see. You get some dividers. This time we've got the Arctic Vulpix divider. You always get some energy cards in there. Good little stack of them. And then you get some sleeves. So if you want to make a Vulpix deck, you can. The Arnold! Sure. I'll do it. I'll make it happen. Don't let me forget whenever we get done unboxing these cards. So we're going to get right into it. How many V cards do you think you get? There's no telling. Man, they always scare me. All right, let's see what we got. Let us see what we got. Wow, we got a full variety going on here. Holy moly, that never happens. All right, we got 3 of 3 and 2 of 1. So we got 3 Vulpixes, 3 of the, I don't know what that is. It looks like a Reggie something maybe. We got 3 of the Druddigons. Maybe that's another Reggie, actually, because it's got the little Reggie eyes. I don't know any of these Pokemon anymore, man. And then Lugia. We got 2 Lugias. So we're going to go straight down the line. We're going to get right into it. We're going to unbox them together. But first, the light's got to go off so this glare leaves me alone. And we're going to go right into it. It's got a new camera setup here. It's much closer this time, so hopefully higher res, not having to draw from a zoom as much as actually experience the cards up close. So maybe that's the glare. I don't know. Normally I pull the glare from way further away, but I don't know. Something's weird about it. We're starting with a Vulpix deck here. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 to the front. Look, literally the first thing. First thing, Zando. V-Star. Kidding me. Kidding me. All right, 1, 2, 3 to the front. Let's see what we got. First up is Wallace. Lantern. Brandon. Growlithe. That's a cute Growlithe. Clink. Whalmer. Dratini. All right, here's our reverse. No? Phanpy. Here's our reverse? Yeah, reverse Ralts. I got my count out of order. And a Hisuian Braviary. Well, I like Braviary, but nothing out of that deck, huh? Lame. Lame. Let's start. Let's just use Togetic as our base here. Not the most exciting first pack, but that's okay. I said Whalmer. I said Whalmer. I said Whalmer. No, sir. I would never say the other thing. Although it would imply that that's probably in the deck somewhere. So, it's very likely. Wandering Knight, I will do your doodle request after we get done with cards for sure. Anorith. Meowstic. Glalie. Togedemaru. Petalil. Pikachu. I love that art. Look at all the electric Pikachu clones. That's super cute. Growlithe. Clink. Reverse Ferroseed. And our rare card. Gardevoir. Man, 2 packs in a row, no rares. Holy moly. How about that's what we'll do? If I pull a rare, I'll give you guys the code. If I pull a rare, I'll give you guys the code. I like that. That's fun. Because then that incentivizes you guys to make me want a rare. And I'm talking like a real rare. I'm not talking like a standard rare here. I'm talking a for real one. All right. Gym Trainer. Curlia. If you pull a code, will you give us a rare? So like a V. Yeah, it's got to be like a V, or it's got to be something more rare than just a holo. Relicanth. Halucha. Hey, Zando. There's a good one. Togedemaru. Petalil. Another adorable Pikachu. All right, Reverse V-Guard Energy. Melodic. 3 packs in a row without a single rare? What's happening? Oh my goodness. Do I need to go get my receipt? Homie. All right, starting back at the top with Vulpix. Wow. This is going rough. Maybe I will have to go get more cards. I wasn't planning on it. So, Rubidium, you were not around for our most recent escapade, but I got so many of the latest edition of the Pokemon Go because I wanted that Ditto. And I bet you... Guys, how many packs do you think I opened? Do you think it was 100? It had to have been close. Venomoth. I'm gonna say 60 or 70 packs to get a Ditto. Ooh, Jinx is spooky there. Oh my. Clink. Oh, that's an adorable little Litten. Look at him, he's spooked. I love it. Murkrow. Petalil. At least 70. Swablu, I like that Swablu art. That's really nice. Hey! Character art. Yeah, you guys will get that code for sure. All right. And Elisa and a Flaffy. Aww. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love that so much. That one makes me happy. Look at that Flaffy. Yeah, character art card definitely counts. All right, so I'll give you guys the code. Do you want it just to be a survival of the fittest here, or do you want to just give a code? Articuno. That's pretty sweet. See, I wouldn't have given you guys that, because I mean, it's cool, but it's just a holo at the end of the day. Survival of the fittest. First one to redeem the code is the one that gets the code, yeah? All right. There you go. I'll leave it there for a couple seconds. Oh yeah, that's good tea. I'm gonna try the mug warmer on its lowest setting. Maybe that'll do it. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye card. Hopefully you guys got it. Maybe you screen grabbed it. Whoever gets it, gets it. Are you guys using the new PTGG Live? I'm very interested. I'm very curious about it. All right, starting off a next pack. Starting with Aranacquid, Stonejourner. You guys, I really like the new Salt Pokemon. People are making fun of it, but I really like it. Ferrothorn. Oh, I never saw your answer. I pre-ordered Arceus, played it for a week, then stopped, so I'm not really interested in Pokemon games right now. I get you. I'm very into them. Marini. But I get it if people don't like them. Indeedee. Baltoy. Sunkern. Clink. Reverse Rotom. And our last card. Incineroar. Adorable art. Adorable art. But man, this is not going well. You managed to type it incorrectly? Oh no! Well, I guess the VOD exists. If nobody managed to get it. What I would do is if I'm on my phone, I would screen cap. We're almost to our last line. This is wild. 1, 2, 3 to the front. Not been our best pulls. All right, first up is Kirlia. Torracat. All right, so I have the full 3. I love their art, dude. I love their art. I'm so about it. Dragonair. Swirlix. That's a cute Swirlix. Marini again. Indeedee. Baltoy. Almost identical to the last one, huh? Sunkern. All right, a reverse. Behem. And our rare. Heyo! Character art Lance. Yeah, I love it. I'll definitely call that a rare. Yeah, Silver Star for sure counts. All right, another code going up on the screen. Yeah, I like that Lance. All right, I'll give you guys some more time. There you are. While I enjoy some more tea. You could sort of see him more whenever I drank there. Except he an upside down boy. He upside down. Let's see, we have 5 more packs. 5 more packs and only 2 rares so far. That's wild. That's wild. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2. Goodbye. All right. Almost on our last line. We have 2 Lugias, but that's the only one we got 2 of. In case I'm AFK, when you finish, draw a Raichu. I'll do it, Wandering Knight. I'll make it just for you. I still gotta... Oh, I see. Draw a Raichu as in for the art. I got you. There's an Elotic Trainer Gallery card in this set that's pretty rad. Yeah, I like the Trainer Galleries a lot. 1, 2, 3 to the front. You spelled it correctly. Congratulations, Rubidium. All right, Fletchender. Clang. Emergency Jelly. We're seeing all new cards this round. Oh, nope, never mind. There goes Pikachu. There he go. Noibat. Togedemaru. Sandile. I love that Sandile art. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. Swirlix. All right, this should be our reverse. Slurpuff. And our rare. Hey, yo! Nice, dude! Rainbow Superior. Ah, you love to see it. Yes, sir. Gorgeous. I don't even like Superior, but I love a rainbow. Love a rainbow. Very nice. Yes. Chat's in the clap. You guys get another card. You guys get another card, of course. Is that 2 in a row now? 2 rares in a row, yeah. First rainbow of the stream. We got 1 more full row of the cards. So 4 more packs, 1 of each art. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Xando, is this getting you back into it already? What's up, H-Man? How we doing? Welcome to the stream. We just pulled our first rainbow. We got 4 more packs, and we're going to get back into Violet. How are you enjoying Scarlet, H-Man? I have a secret to tell you in case you haven't learned it yet, because nobody told me the secret. And so now I know the secret, so I'm going to share it with everyone. They get to know the secret fun fact about the game. I've officially bypassed our playthrough also in my personal playthrough. It took a long time. If you you want to see a lot of rares, you get Nate some Pogo cards. For real, though, we got so many rares in a row. But no ditto. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's gone. I like it. Finally got the most important Pokemon last night. Very good. Man, I'm loving it. I'm loving the game so much. I think about it when I'm not playing it. I'm excited for it. I'm loving it. Tired of hearing people complain about the graphics, though. All right. Drakloak. I wish it was better optimized. Yeah, sorry, Chuck. I literally just said that. I get it. I get it. I do get it. Lantern. Unidentified fossil. Chimico. Feebas. Finnegan. I appreciate the seeming lack of a tutorial. There is a little one. There's like a couple hour tutorial, if you call it that. None of them really have tutorial, man. They're I don't know. Bleach likes to rant about that, and it's totally in his warrant. I like that Beldum art a lot. That's really cool. Right, our reverse is a Ferricode girl, or a Ferocity. I don't know how you pronounce that. And our rare is not rare. Another melodic. Bummer. No rainbows. Love the game, though. Barely put it down. Yeah, I'm all about it. I'm totally into it. Into the gameplay. Into the style. I love the new features. I love everything about it. It's exactly what I wanted of a Pokemon game. They just continue improving upon the Arceus method for me. I think if you liked Arceus, I can't imagine not liking this. If you didn't like Arceus, yeah, there's another V card. Another V-Star card, Zando. You did this to me. All right. Third to last pack. Only 2 left after this. Matang. Jumping back and forth between Persona and Scarlet and LOL. Persona is a rated M Pokemon game. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. So, fun fact, definitely not Persona as much as Shin Megami Tensei, but they definitely took some ideas. Like, Pokemon took the ideas from SMT. Lopunny. You can definitely taste the inspiration whenever you go back and play some Shin Megami games. Dreepy. I love that Dreepy art. Look at him. Look at that sleepy boy. Oh, he's so sleepy. What's he doing? Vampy. Fletchling. Chimico. All right, reverse. Feebas. And our rare. Hey, oh! Nice, dude. I love it. Another character art in a while. Rock on. All right, here you go. Another code going up on screen. Love that Mawile art. I can't remember his name. What was the fairy trainer's name? Fairy rival. Oh, hey-oh. Thanks for the follow, Kamesy. Welcome, welcome. We got 2 packs of cards left. I want Persona devs to make the next Pokemon. Well, they're too busy working on the next Persona. I want Persona 6. That's what I'm ready for. I'm so glad you're playing Persona H, man. Such a good game. I tell you what, though, that's a game that'll take up all your time. By the way, folks, if you want to change your Pokemon down at the bottom, we do have up through Gen 6 now, so we got lots of Pokémons. Are you focusing one storyline and then doing all of one thing, or are you clearing by region? I am hopping all over the place. I don't know what I'll do on this playthrough. I'm down for whatever. We have Fuecoco, so that kind of changes up the order a little bit. I had Sprigatito, and so that Sprigatito kind of needed to hop everywhere because there's not a lot that are maximized for grass type. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You did Grass Kitty? Yeah, he's adorable. 2 packs left. 2 packs left. What are we going to get? What are we going to get? Not a single V card so far, huh? That's pretty interesting. That's unlike us. Normally we only get V and VMAX. Bunch of character art this time. All right, 1, 2, 3 to the front. Here we go. First up, we got Brandon. Hello, Brandon. Brandon, you look like Lieutenant Surge in a wig. Altaria. Fletchender. Rotom. Baneri. I evolved him last night and don't know how I'm feeling about the evolutions. You evolved him to a third form? I got the third form yesterday. Fanpy. Fletchling. I like it. Reverse Murkrow, and our rare is Caldeo. Nope. Nothing rare from that one. I took Quaxley as my starter just as I predicted I would. I would appreciate eggs as soon as we're able, but I'll need Nintendo Online again soon. You need Nintendo Online for eggs? That's not right, is it? It's just picnics. Or is eggs the name of a Pokemon? Is eggs the name of one of your Pokemon? Or are you saying you want the other starters through eggs? Yeah, Wonder Trade. Wonder Trade's gonna be a must. I have a feeling we're gonna start seeing a bunch of shinies in Wonder Trade right now because of the new shiny exploit. For those of you who've never heard. All right, this is the last one, you guys. Last one. Primordial Altar. I do have a light out because the cards are glaring really bad. We'll turn the light back on once we're done. Leafy Camo Poncho. Palossand. Litten. I still love that Litten art. Murkrow. Swablu. Rotom. Baneri. Reverse Clang. And our final card. Is it going to be good or a Chestnut V? I'll give it. I'll give it to you. The videographer in me is crawling up a wall. But believe me, you would prefer it over this, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you prefer it over that? Look at that card. Please tell me. Please tell me you prefer it. Thank Trombone Dollar for me being here. She spoke with such grace about this channel. I'm interested to see how you go about your mission. Now I lurk. Okay, well, welcome. Oh, I do look better, but I'm not the important part right now. It's the cards. The cards are what's important right now, H-Man. Once we turn on the game, don't worry. I'll be important again. Hey, hey, hey. You matter. I do matter. It's true. We say it all the time. Now I'm anxious to say your name. I'm pretty sure I said it right, Kamesy. Yeah? A. A-E is A. A. Is the shiny exploit the same as Sword and Shield? No. So this is just the first shiny exploit that we've heard of so far. But the current shiny exploit is when you find a shiny right outside of a town that doesn't have doors. That's the criteria. So you have to find a shiny right outside of a town that doesn't have doors, and then you save inside the town. So they despawn, and then you go back out, and they'll respawn if you close the game. So you can continue this rotation cycle of catching. It's literally a clone. It's the same code, same original trainer. Everything's identical because it keeps respawning the same shiny in the same spot because you keep going into the town and getting it to respawn. But that's just with the current patch, so there's no telling how long that'll last. K, like the letter K, is fine too. I answered to both. Well, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. You can return to lurking. I didn't mean to lure you back out. We're happy that you're here. All right, this is the last code, the last card. We got some pretty good ones. We got some pretty good ones. Chestnut V, a Mawile V art card, Superior Rainbow, Lance art card, and Flaffy art card. Pretty good. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. All right, code's going away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Goodbye, code. Thanks for the follow, Gregorog? Gregorog? Maybe? Thanks for the follow. A bunch of follows today. What's up, everybody? How are you guys finding us? Welcome in. We're happy that you're here. Are you guys just into Pokemon cards? Me too. Me too. Same Z's. All right, we're gonna switch over to Pokemon Violet. What's up, Stain? What's up? What's up? All right, first playthrough, and no spoilers in the chat. Dope. We're gonna get back into some Pokemon Violet. First, I gotta do all the things that I said I would do that I didn't do yet. So, what was that? A celebrity's poetry. I could do an Arnold impression. I got to draw a Raichu for Wandering Night. And I did hydrate for Rubidium. Cheers, Rubidium. I'll hydrate again. That time you could really see Omori. Did you see the boy? Did you see him that time? Here, I'll try and take a big swig. Super cute. I love this mug so much. Let me get a gotcha. You got it. Another gotcha.
Well, why not go and do a gotcha? Yeah.
You got trivia or mystery. Swoop. No! Aw, man. 2 for 3. 2 for 3. All right, I'm going to get the poem book. All right, we need a random poem. Let's do our history. So this, I'm going to turn on some piano, of course. Some piano, of course. Let's see if I can find it. This is the poem Our History from Nor Unahar's collection, New Names for Lost Things, as performed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Our history. So much of us is past, and dust, and borders, and sound. Suddenly, you're everywhere. Even when I'm repelling the moon. Even when I'm flossing my teeth. Even when I'm angry at the shattered lights of my car. You're here. I wrote your name backwards, and it still looks beautiful. What has become of me?
Thank you. Chat's in the clap for Arnold. Chat's in the clap for Arnold, of course, of course, of course. Now we go back to hi-fi. Raichu, of course. I see a Gamba in there as well. So let's go ahead and get our Gamba going. Those of you that never Gamba'd before, this is an opportunity to win some channel points. The way you'll do it is I will put in a Do You Know Nate question, and you will answer yes or no to the question. And depending on if you are correct, based off of how many channel points you have Gamba'd, you will potentially win points. Or you could lose points. All right. And today's question is, does Nerd Pastor Nate drink their coffee black? Yes or no? 1 minute on the clock. Bet your channel points. Win big. All right. Now we got to do... did you say trivia or mystery? H-Man? Have you answered yet? Trivia, you got it. The better choice. The better choice. Not a great choice, but the better choice. We're almost out of these cards, and I'm so excited. I loathe this redemption. Okay. Okay. This is a random one. This is out of left field. I don't know how you'd know this other than it truly just being trivia, H-Man. On which finger does the fingernail grow the fastest? On which finger does the fingernail grow the fastest? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you've already given your answer, and your answer is incorrect. Incorrect. It is the middle finger, according to this random card from the marshals. I don't know if that's right, but that's what it says is right. And so thus you, my friend, are incorrect. I'm sorry to say. All right, let's see if our prediction is up. It is. All right, we've got, wow! Holy moly. 12K points say yes. 10K points say no. 54% to 46%. That's pretty wild. That's pretty crazy odds right there, okay? The answer, does Nerd Pastor Nate drink their coffee black? I do not, you guys. I do not drink my coffee black. I wish that I did. I used to. But now I put just the slightest bit of sugar and about a half of a serving of cream. Just the slightest bit. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to the coffee snobs. Please do not judge me. Please do not judge me. Pretty sure that answer is middle finger to Age Man. Oh no. Yeah, I had a feeling as soon as I saw the answer, I was going to be like, wow, this will go anywhere. The middle fingernails tend to grow the fastest and the thumb is the slowest, and the reason is because of the length of the bones in the fingertip. How about that? Not only did Trombone know the answer, Trombone knew why. Knew the why behind the what. I think we give chats in the clap for Trombone alone. Congratulations for being so smart. All right, let's see if I can draw a Raichu in 90 seconds. Okay, Google, set a 90-second timer. All right, Raichu. Got this cute head and a big old belly, and he's got the lightning tail. I'm trying to remember. He's got the weird, like, pointy ears too. They've got like little curls on them. Rye. Oh man, this is actually just testing my knowledge. I think he's got the cute little belly. Probably little rabbit feet. Most Pokemon have the little rabbit feet. His ears look too small. Oh no. Okay, let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna try and add on to the ears. That made it a little better, maybe. And then of course the Pikachu cheeks. Helen's very excited about this Raichu. I have nothing more to add with the time I've got. All right, there you go. There's my Raichu in a minute and a half. Minute and a half Raichu. He cute. I always liked Raichu's tail the best. Raichu's like stringy, like Mickey Mouse tail with the end is really nice. There you go. There you go, Wandering Knight. There's your doodle. Your 90-second doodle. All right, let's get into some Pokémons. It's 1:40? You guys, I only get 2 hours and 20 minutes of Pokémons. That's not okay. I need all of the time. I need so much more time of Pokémons. How can this be all of the time I get? Impressive by my drawing standards. That's a part of the reason why I make it 90 seconds is because I feel like 90 seconds makes it more impressive. Not streaming until Sunday again. Man, I wish I could. Man, I wish I could. Oh, Trombone! That's all right. I actually owe one to Zando. I kind of forgot about that. So, let's turn to RNGesus. RNGesus says page 15. Trombone, you're going to scare off all the new people. All of our new folks are going to immediately leave. Going to immediately leave when they hear this. So, for those of you that are new in this neck of the woods, I wrote a book whenever I was 10 years old. I actually wrote a trilogy, and it's very embarrassing. It's just incredibly embarrassing, but it did happen. It was a thing that did happen, and it's an impressive work. The fact that it is as lengthy as it is, some of the ideas are very dark and demented and written by a 10-year-old. So we read through page at a time, and this is the book. So the book is called The Mirror Mural. The characters do not make any sense. There are too many characters, too many things going on. Thank you for your lurker, Bidium. And so we're gonna go right into it because there's no need for context. Because to be honest, if we were to try to provide context, I'm not sure it'd be doable. There's too much. There's too much context. So here is The Mirror Mural, as written by 10-year-old Nerd Pastor Nate. Chapter 3: Problems of Various Sizes. Fine, but I call the next one, I whined, getting tired of watching others fight. After the last match, Dan was pretty much down for the count. Believe it or not, it actually takes a lot of force to kick a giant's giant, well, you know. Finally, after passing 20 or so corridors, he gave in and needed a break. Dan stumbled to his knees and grabbed his side in agony. He'd overexerted himself. You sure you're okay? I asked. We can stop and lend a hand. I helped him onto his feet and motioned towards a wall that he could lean on. We'll wait until you regain your strength. This is nothing compared to the beatings I'm going to receive from our future foes. He stood up straight and continued walking, only to be stopped 5 feet later by another burst of pain. He seemed to have pulled something too far. Well, anyway, I called the next one. I caught Dan again and put him against the wall. I looked around, saw that my comment had made Davis start to pout. Don't worry, Davis, you'll get your turn, I grinned, and jumped up and down excitedly in anticipation for the next fight. Maybe not. He continued to pout and crossed his arms. As he wandered down the corridor, I noticed the distinct architecture of these rooms. They weren't that of a museum, more of a secret spy base from a movie. Metal plates bordered the walls, gel cells were every 10 feet or so, artillery racks were everywhere. I wondered, what could they possibly be hiding in this place? Is it something too beautiful for man to see, or something so vile that it could destroy the earth and all we know of it? These questions both intrigued me and worried me. Just what had I gotten my best friends into? Maybe all of that is just my overactive imagination coming into play. One can hope, can't they? This group will be no sweat for me, a voice uttered from below us. Huh? Davis looked around, and we saw a tiny speck of a person at his feet. The speck grunted as he appeared at our heels. Oh my God! Barry yelled in awe at the man's tininess. All right, that's page 15 of the Mirror Mural. We have another page. We're going to turn to RNGesus once again. RNGesus says page 125 this time. We're skipping way forward. All right, this is a page we have read, so we're going to read the next available one, which is page 126, and it actually is only a half page, so we're going to read 126 and 127. So you guys are getting 3 pages for the price of 2 today. That's pretty good. Okay, this is chapter 28, The Contestants Meet, from the Mirror Mural, presented for your listening pleasure. Without context, a 10-year-old wrote this book. Reminder, do not judge it too harshly. And I would like you to sign here, please, the receptionist told them, pointing at the line on the sign-up sheet. Ah, thank you, Darren said, quickly signing the forms. Got it, Brady replied, signing the forms. Do what? Rob asked. Sign the papers, the receptionist explained. Sorry, I wasn't listening. Sign the paper. Oh, look, a butterfly. Sir, the lady yelled. Just sign the stupid papers. Do you ever write jokes into your book? I heard you the first time. No need to yell. Rob put his hand on his chest, offended. The receptionist growled. She was already disliking this tournament. Rob, Darren whispered, don't get us thrown out so early. What? That was immature, Brady laughed. Really, Rob? You're one to talk. Let's just go to the chambers, Darren sighed. Sleeping chamber? Brady asked. No, of course not, Darren laughed, half jokingly. Why would that be a joke? What other kind is there? Down to the chamber of torture. Okay. Down to the chamber of torture, Brady, Rob, and Darren went, going down spiral staircases, spiked floors, pitfalls. They obviously did not want visitors often. As they began to enter the final floor of the stadium, it began to change. The walls went from dark black with red splatters to white walls that seemed to never end. And the ceiling had changed from usual black tar color to a starry sky peering into the solar system with the planets hovering above them and the sun seemingly close. But once they reached the actual room, it became even more bizarre. There were bright yellow couches, white futons, lava lamps, brown cedar beds, desks, TVs, computers, all the works. But the walls had gone back to a black chalky substance, same with the ceiling. Sitting in the couches were 10 other contestants, 3 male, 2 female, and 5 somewhere else beyond anyone's understanding. Hey, okay, woke Nate. All right, woke Nate. All right, I guess. Hey, look at the filthy humans, a large worm-looking beast laughed. With 3 eyes, no nose, and a mouth. It had a pink, sticky afro on its head, and it breathed very heavily. Hey, shut up, Fat Albert. Maybe not so woke. Maybe don't immediately... Maybe don't immediately backstep, 10-year-old Nate. Hey, shut up, Fat Albert, Brady grinned, glancing at Rob, who was bowling over with laughter. Thank you for your listening pleasure. Chats in the clap, please. For page 126 and 127 of the Mirror Mural. Wowzers. What a book. What a book. Do not judge it too harshly, said by the same guy who once told his stream to make themselves feel better by annihilating a 12-year-old at Mario Kart. Look, it makes you feel good, you know? Both things seem like solid bits of advice. Don't judge and annihilate kids in Mario Kart. I think that was very solid advice. Perhaps the best advice I've ever given. Uh-oh. All right, I'm sweating. I'm cooking alive over here. All right, we need the music off because we're gonna, of course, have Pocket Man's music coming up here, and we're gonna get right into some Pokemon Violet. Okay, so we actually just left off outside of the fire compound of Team Star. Oh boy. Okay. First things first, I'm gonna show you guys what I learned most recently. I probably should save. I don't know when the last time I saved was. Can we play Dragon Ball The Breakers instead? We absolutely cannot. That game is 100% a punishment. So what I didn't notice was this. If you go here, apparently you can hit X, and there's trophies down here. Did you know this? Because I sure didn't. You can get rewards for every Pokemon that you catch. So go to your Pokedex and hit X. And look at all these things you get. Did they tell us this? Absolutely not. But am I taking all the free things? I am certainly going to be taking the free things. All right, so we're almost to Firestone. So there you go. Fun fact for you. For those of you that didn't know that, now you do. You can no longer say that you don't know it. Here's the thing, though, about this area, is that she is actually super tough. Now, I don't know if I have anyone that can take her on currently on my squad. Not a chance. None of these are going to be able to take her on. So we're going to have to go somewhere else. We're going to have to either go grind or go anywhere else to do more things because there's literally no shot that she's going to be taken down by anybody that we have currently. So we're going to get right into it. Oh, man. I think I like Violet more than Scarlet. This Ultimate looks so much cooler. Welcome to the stream. Enjoy 15 minutes of Nate collecting rewards he obtained over 8 hours, right? Oh, look, there's one of those things. I can show you how to do this, H-Man, in case you haven't yet. Uh-oh, maybe not. I'm going to fall in the water. Never mind. Let's see. Ardios. Ardio... I don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Let's see if I can make that leap, because I can go get that thing if I can make it. Oopsie. No! Close one. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know if I can make that leap. Do I have the boost? Yeah! Alright. I'll show you what this is. H-Man. I don't know if you have to sneak towards it, but I do. We'll sneak on over to it. Oh, look, some Wattrels. I didn't know they were in this area. Oh, it's a Growlithe too. H-Man, how appropriate. So I'm gonna get a terrestrial Growlithe here. Uh-oh. No. So if they're shiny, they're terrestrial, which means that he has a different typing. I don't know what that type is. What's that hat? I don't know what that is. What type is that? Is it ground? What is his hat? What is that hat? All right. Whatever. Let's see. Man, he's level 24. None of these moves are going to work too well. Oof. It's not too bad. It's got to be ground type, right? What would that hat mean? I've never seen it before. I've not been catching a ton of the terrestrial Pokemon because I really don't care that much. I imagine they'll probably be more beneficial once you get into competitive. But I ain't there yet. Your boy ain't there yet. It is fabulous type. All of them are fabulous. Stain. Literally all of the current Pokemon are fabulous. Got him. Let's go for it. I'll try and turn up the heat. See if the enamel burns me again. Got him. Spam company just like my TikTok about the figgy pudding spam. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. That's amazing. All right, we're just going to name him Fab. Euless. And I want to go see what that alternate typing is. I don't really need to use him. Whoopsie. Nope, 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 nope. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do it. But here we are. Hey, everybody. I didn't mean to do this. Yeah, we're done. My bad. This is what I wanted. Okay. Let's see where our boy is. It takes so long to load. Ground, yep. So you see he's got the different Terra type. So that's what it does. If you catch one of the Pokemon that are shiny, they have a different Terra type than their stab type. What does that mean? I do not know. I could not tell you. I got no clue. It takes plenty of siestas, this Pokemon. This Pokemon takes plenty of siestas. That's their type when you terrestrialize. I mean, I know that, but I don't know what the actual benefit there is what I'm saying. Why is it not showing any of the information? Does it say view stats? Interesting. I didn't know I had that turned on. Fascinating. Another thing that I learned that you're going to want to do, I think this is way better. You go to your map, you're going to hit R3, and when you hit R3, it locks to north. And I just think that is so much better. I think locking to north is so much better than what they do to you. That's just my hot take. So, there you go. I'm locked for some reason. I wonder if I need to update the game. It sure is running worse. The description for Pokemon is different between Scarlet and Violet. Yes, they are slightly different. I guess that's pretty standard, though. I guess you can pull a switcheroo in competitive or in certain gym battles where you need attack types to be stronger. You need to reduce attack strength based on typing from opponents. Yep. Could be a thing. Yeah, they've done that. They've done that for a while. They may have done that forever. All right, let's see. Where should we go? My best thought is to probably go here and go take down Katy. That would probably be the best move. Especially with Fuecoco, it'll be no problemo. We'll get different Pokemons down there, and then we'll be able to do some grinding before we have to worry about all this. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna get some work done. Oh, there's 4 types of Squawkabilly. I've never seen that loading screen. That's interesting. I wonder if the loading screens are different between Scarlet and Violet. I'll have to bring my Switch eventually and show you guys the work that I've done because I have, I've been working hard. I've been working hard completing that Pokedex. I'm going to get the shiny charm as quickly as I can so that we can do some shiny hunting. Do all the fun things. But it do take time. It do take time, though. But I'm serious, though. I really think the Salt Pokemon is one of my favorite Pokemon. I'm loving it. I haven't seen the 3rd evolution. A friend of mine says restarting the game instead of leaving in sleep mode helps with performance. Maybe we should. We might do that. Minecraft Pokemon, I love him. I love him. He is best boy currently. He's also rocking the game. That's a part of the reason why I'm enjoying him so much. He's killing it. I might honestly take him out. Didn't notice the name sooner, yeah. A lot of puns, good puns in this game. So the way I have my boxes organized is 0 through 30, 31 through 60, 61 through 90, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if I'll do that with this one or not. That's kind of boring content to watch for you guys. Charcadet, I learned you actually cannot evolve without special measures, so that's kind of irritating. I still have not done Wooper, so I don't know Woopers. It might be nice, honestly, to have Wooper. Instead of 2 bird types. Might swap out Eugene Levy. Let's see. Who else could we use? I've learned not to waste my time with Charcadet because there's no sense in doing it. The Cricket evolves into something really cool. I like him a lot. Let's just get into it. We've got to catch ourselves some PokeMondays, yeah. Oh, but I also said we would restart, didn't I? We ought to. We ought to. I did see Wiglet and Wiglet's evolution, and I gotta be honest with you guys, it's kind of disappointment. The best part of Wiglet is its Pokedex description, or Wiglet's evolution, rather. Let's get right on into it. By the way, no Crossfire news today. I'm not sure if they're taking the week off. Is a great name for any baby. It absolutely is. We actually, our current Bambino is quite a wiggle monster. Whoopsie. Well, that worked fine. Did what I wanted to do without wanting to do it. I did have the game officially crash on me one time. A single crash. The Driftwood? Let's see. Sure. But it crashed at the most random time. It crashed with the evolution of Skiploom into Jumpluff. A Pokemon I cared nothing about. I just was completing the Pokedex. And it was like, it evolved, and as soon as it was done evolving, crashed. I thought it was hilarious. Hilarious timing. All right, thank you. Yeah, we're gonna restart the game. We're gonna go for a quick restart. Do this. Thank you. Do this. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're gonna go for a quick restart. And I'll remember that next time that I need to probably let it sleep. Maybe I can have a spam sponsor my YouTube content. Hey, look, I love that. That's hilarious that spam responded. Very funny. Very nice. That's also good information to know for my own playthrough, because I don't think I've ever turned off the game. That might have been why it crashed. Oh boy. But yes. I do get it. I definitely get the rendering issues. I get that it doesn't look as good as it could. I hope we get some patches that make it look a little better. But I gotta tell you, all in all, the experience I'm having with this game has been an absolute delight. And I have not enjoyed myself even once. I've loved every minute of this game. And I've played a lot of minutes. That's not very nice, Marie. That's double not nice. That is an incredibly unnice thing you've just done. How could you do that to my good boy? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Do we have a name for Mareep? Any names in the chat for Mareep? Let's see.
Its fleece grows continually. In the summer, the fleece is fully shed, but it grows back in a week.
It's a boy Mareep. Any names in the chat? All right, let us name it. Serta. Isn't Serta the pillow company? Serta mattresses. Nice. Got him. Thanks for the alert, Perry. Appreciate you. Oh, you know what? I probably should have healed because aren't I paralyzed? By the way, I have no idea what sites he's talking about. I have not found them. I can see it now. Well, y'all, Stains Glass Pastor here with Gobi.Church. As we move into Thanksgiving, I want to give thanks for our today's sermon sponsor, Spam. Our Spamster. Bye, Whooper. I mean, I dig it. I'm here for it, Stan. I hate his patronizing little clap. Why does he do such a thing? I do need to catch Smoliv, too. Do I already have a Starly? That's where I'm going to get confused, you guys. I'm going to get so confused between my game and this game as what I've caught and what I haven't caught. I can see it already. My brain can't handle all the pocket mans. Please fill out our Connect card. We won't spam you. The only spam we use. I wouldn't mind using Smoliv. Who would go and... Because I kind of love Smoliv. Starly.
Because they are weak individually, they form groups. However, they bicker if the group grows too big.
What's Starly's name? Starly, Staraptor, Staravia, right, I think? Bird 2.0. Whoopsie. Bye, Bird. We'll miss you, Bird. I don't intend on Dex completing this because I plan on doing it on my own playthrough. Smoliv. Gotcha. I might use Smoliv. I don't know what Smoliv evolves into. That's one I haven't gotten to in my own play. But I kind of love him. Smoliv!
This Pokemon converts nutrients into oil, which it stores in the fruit on its head. It can easily go a whole week without eating or drinking.
I love him. Smoliv, what is Smoliv's name? Smoil. I like Smoil. I'm naming it Smoil. I love it. All right, who should he swap with? Man. Do we need Nakachu? I don't know. We don't need Dono. We don't really need a normal type. I'd rather have a grass type. We do need to evolve Nakachu. There's no sense in having him not evolve. I'll show you guys how to do it. For anybody that wants to learn. For anybody that would like to learn, you're going to learn today. We should have this site saved now as a place to fly. So now we're going to go on a walk. We're going to go on a walk so that you guys can see how it's done. By the way, don't expect anything too phenomenal out of this little guy. He doesn't evolve into anything much different looking. The first thing you gotta do is you put him in Let's Go mode, and then you gotta take him on a walk. You gotta go real slow. We're gonna go on a little walk with our buddy here. And I think it's like 3 laps around. But he wants to be your friend. He just wants to be your buddy. He just wants to see things, you know? He just wants to see the world. Which, I mean, look, can you blame him? Can you blame him? Who wouldn't want to see this world? Except for all the people that are returning this game. Nothing irritates me quite as bad as that. There was one guy that I've followed on TikTok for a long time, and he did like a video of him returning the game, and I was like, you're being a baby. You're being a baby. You're not being as cool or as fun as you think you are. You're just kind of a big baby. If you return this game because of the graphics, then you didn't want to play this game to begin with. You're not actually a PokeMondays fan. Like, who would trade this moment? Who would trade this moment for anything in the world, huh? I'm going to use that logic on every single one of your hot takes from here on out. I mean, you're probably not wrong. Every hot take I had about Elden Ring, other people would probably have passed off because they love Elden Ring. And I don't like the game. I'm not a fan of the game. So how would I possibly care that much? It really just kind of is the logic. If you care about a game that much, then you're going to probably look over the aspects of it that you don't like as much, you know? It probably just adds up. But I also don't flaunt being an Elden Ring fan. But if people are like, I've loved Pokemon every day for my entire life, and this game I'm going to return because graphic bad. I don't think so. I don't think so. My old reason with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you guys will remember that nerdy sermon, was, or if you haven't seen that nerdy sermon, it is available on Checkpoint Church YouTube channel. My argument there was that most Pokemon games being made nowadays are not for you. But this one, it's made for just about everybody, but especially for Pokemon fans to experience. I mean, you can tell it's bad. Look at my head vibrating. You can't see my skull vibrating right now? Why is my head vibrating? Because the hat is not very well put on the model. And you see that person back there walking like they're the horse from the first graphic, the first animation ever made. Do you see my guy? Do you see my guy walking through him? I mean, come on. I get it. I get it. It's not great. It's not great. But I couldn't care less about the vibrating hat. But I'm also not going to deny that I get that it doesn't look as good as it could. I've seen somebody render it on an emulator, and it looks way better. They just have weird shaped heads, vibrating heads. Totally a normal thing. There's this lap number 2. Got one more lap after this. Yeah. The way I see it is, yeah, I would love for it to look like Persona, but I'm also cool with how it is. You think Persona looks good? I think Persona's dated as can be, man. That being said, whenever the next Persona comes out, I don't care how it looks. I'm going to be playing every minute of it because I love Persona. Does it run well on the Switch? That makes me really happy. I actually wish more games would lower the quality of their graphics. Realistic graphics that make you feel like you're moving when you're not just triggers my motion sickness. Makes it more difficult to enjoy games watching or playing. Oh boy. Did you watch us play Superliminal then? Because that was rough. That was really, really rough. I mean, I play 99% of the games that I play on my phone, so I'm literally playing on a screen that's, you know, teeny tiny. But I did just see a young child apparate into nothingness. I did see them Thanos snap into nothingness. So I'm not going to like boldly proclaim that this is the greatest game that's ever been made. I'm not going to claim that it's the most beautiful game that's ever been made. But man, I sure am enjoying the heck out of it. I'm having so much fun walking in a circle right now. With my head just vibrating back and forth. I didn't know you could take the hat off, though. I haven't played with the character model at all. The only thing I've done is give myself glasses. In both games. I haven't bought any other outfits or accessories. I can understand people being upset at paying full price for a game that clearly still has issues. See, I don't think it has issues. There's something to be said for those willing to take a stand against this becoming acceptable. I just don't have any issues other than appearance. It does not affect my gameplay at all, with the exception of one crash. One crash. All right, that's lap number 3. He should be evolving soon. He is the guy, isn't he? He is the second evolution. I need to know this isn't the first evolution. I really thought the third lap was the right lap. I'm just a little worried. I'm just getting a little worried now is all. I'm just getting a little anxious. I'm evolving this little guy. But I did just realize that I don't actually know he's in his second form. He's in his second form. Yeah, he's Palmo. Palmy, Palmo, Palmot. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's just taking his time. The way that you get Palmo to evolve is you walk with him. And it counts the steps, and once you reach the right number of steps, he evolves. There are actually a couple of Pokemon like this in this gen. But he gets a really cool move that I would love to have. This is lap number 4, though. What's going on? Come on, little buddy. Or maybe I have to level him up. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he doesn't just auto do it. Maybe I have to do the laps and then level him up and then he'll do it. I might have some rare candies. I didn't even think about that. Because this is definitely lap number 4. My math can't be that bad. All right, little buddy, let's try this. By the way, I do have a new favorite Pokemon in this game, I think. All right, let's see. How much is he? He's pretty close. Probably one small will be enough. That's what it was. Hey, little buddy, Nakachu! Let's watch him go. Please don't, please don't, please don't. He's bigger now. Balmot. All right. Just had Hip Hop evolve to Skip Bloom. Be careful. Be very careful.
Palmot's fluffy fur acts as a battery. It can store the same amount of electricity as an electric car.
I agree there aren't glaring issues. Nothing is taken away from my experience. I was surprised when I got to the classroom scene and seeing background characters moving like Game Boy Advance sprites. Yeah. It is definitely, if you are... So this is the new move. The new move is Revival Blessing. The user bestows a loving blessing, reviving a party Pokemon that has fainted and restoring half of that Pokemon's max HP. So it is a move that is a Phoenix down. It is a revive move. No, I do not want to give up, which I think is super cool for a PokeMondays. I'm going to do it in place of Bite. So there you go. Nice. We did the thing. Oh, he big. Oh, hey, big boy. Hey, big teddy bear boy. Now we're going to go back to what we were doing over here. Oops, nope. I would say this game is very similar to Sonic Frontiers in the way that it was shipped. Not incomplete. It is the full game. It is the full experience. You're getting the full Pokemon experience. You're getting the full gaming experience. What you're getting, however, is some graphic fidelity issues and maybe even behind the times rendering and perhaps an outdated console and perhaps not the best work they could have put out. I think it's all those things combined. I think this is both the fault of the Pokemon Company and of Nintendo, but it is also still a functioning game. Do I have a Kricketot? I wouldn't know because I can't see him. There you go. I'm big boy. I am big boy. I'm here to catch you. Good job, Nakachu. They are too small, but that's definitely a design decision. Even if I don't like it, it's a dang decision they made, unfortunately. So if I have Pawmot, I'm not so sure that I actually need my Flamigo. I'm not so sure. Oopsie.
When its antennae hit each other, it sounds like the music of a xylophone.
I forgot to name him. I forgot to name him. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, little buddy. I forgot to name you. I am bad. I am bad person. Ooh, another terrestrial Pokemon down here. Let's see what it is. I also see a Squovit over there. I was not expecting it to be a Growlithe earlier. It's a Diglett. What is nice about catching the terrestrial Pokemon is that they give you league points. Is it Rock type? I'm like 2 levels from a Doug Trio, though. Boop, boop, boop. Do I need another cup of tea? Do I need more tea? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, little buddy. Name him Wiglet. I'm not sure if I need my bird anymore. I love the bird. I love the bird. I love Flamigo so much. But I'm not sure if he's necessary if I have Pawmot. So maybe that means I need to get rid of Pawmot. Maybe that's what it means. Going to lurk and listen while playing Rolling Realms. Fun. Whoopsie. Bye, Wiglet. But I am dead serious though. As soon as I get done playing this game, I just think about playing it more. I think about when I'm going to go back and play it again. When's the next time I get to play more? That's my consistent thought. I think I need more tea because I just instinctively grabbed the cup. I feel like that's a telltale sign. Bye, Alba. I did hear somebody the other day describe their Pokemon experience very similar to mine, so I think I'm not the only person that just absolutely wasted away the hours. Oopsie, I already have a Squovit. Alright, we'll just annihilate him. I don't think I'm the only person that played too much of the game. I think I'm not alone. Not alone in the, like, 4-hour tutorial section. I do keep looking for Budew, because I keep thinking that Sunkern is Budew. This might be like one of the first PokeMon games to not have Budew in it. I feel like they always have him. Ooh, what are they? Is that more the dog? Now, what I haven't looked up is version exclusives. I really don't know what's exclusive where. I feel like I haven't seen that puppy dog though, the Fido or whatever it's called. I don't feel like I've seen him in Scarlet, so maybe he's a Violet exclusive. Could be. That could be what's going on. I bought Scarlet because of the Virgin exclusive. Fido is in Scarlet. Okay. Wonder which one it is then. Which version exclusive, H-Man? Is it an existing Pokemon or a new one? Well, of course, any Pokemon that you guys want, I will happily trade you. You let me know, and I will trade you any PokeMons that you'd like. If you're a Dex completionist, let me know. I'll make it happen for you. That's a pretty solid team right there. That is a pretty solid team. Alright, we should have no time. Or no issue. No issue finishing this gym. I do need to make more tea. I need to make more tea because I want it. I want it. I've thought several times that I want it. So I feel like that's a stone guarantee. There is a bug flying around my face and it's driving me batty. Hey, Nimona. Just hit your first glitch. Uh-oh. Fire? Check. Get out of here, Mr. Fly. It's so wild that we ended up randomly visiting the same gym at the same time again. What a weird coincidence. I swear I'm not just sneaking around ahead of you so I can lie in wait and go, oh wow, weird. Might as well battle now that you're here. No, seriously. Look, to prove it, I won't even challenge you to a battle this time. Much as I'd like to. But look at you and your Pokemon. They've definitely gotten stronger since last time. Add these to the mix and you'll 100% be set to go. No problem. Thank you for the ethers. Alright, let me go ahead and change up my squad here. Need Good Boy out front. Oh, we're actually not even there yet, are we? I should probably save. Alright, let me go pushing Olive around. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward. I don't think we need too many explanations. I gotta push an olive across the field. I take an olive and I push it. That's the game. That's the shtick here. You take the olive and you push the olive. You take the olive and you push the olive. Yeah, Miraidon looks so much cooler than Koraidon. You guys are crazy. Anybody that thinks that it's the other way around is backwards. Lost it. Welcome to the olive rolling field. This gym test is all about stamina. You'll need to push with all you've got to get a large olive ball rolling and make it all the way to the end. To get the ball over various obstacles and then push it into the goal to clear the course. Now that you're all filled in, you're ready to take the gym test? I am ready. I've never been so prepared in my entire life. Great, put in a wish for a good olive harvest and roll, roll, roll away. Let's make it happen. Roll, roll, roll away. Maybe. Well, I can honestly say I've never had that happen, H-Man. I don't know what I would do. Off we go. Boop. This is what the olive do, the olive do, the olive do. What did she say? Oh, beat me? I didn't know I could challenge these people. Sure, I'll take your XP. You kidding? Absolutely. I would love to take your experience points. I thought I was just supposed to go around you people last time. I had no idea I could actually take you on. Thank you. Thank you for the experience points. Ka-chow. Goodbye. Who's next? I will say I'm worried there's not going to be as many shiny exploits in this game. We'll see. Arceus was the best shiny hunting experience I've ever had. I really think there's nothing that could quite compare. Arceus was perfection. If you were a shiny hunter during the time of Arceus, you were in luck. Actually, the hump was almost easier. I'll take you on too. You're looking for a shortcut, you gotta earn it. You're not getting past me easily. I have a feeling I'll get past you just fine. I think you'll be pretty easy, in fact. Yep. It was right. Goodbye. I will say this game has genuinely challenged me with the Starfall people. None of the trainers have been challenging. None of the Titans have been particularly challenging. But the Starfall people have actually been pretty tough. Not super tough, but pretty tough. Especially if you go out of order. You really gotta think through your order. But I like that. I like that it's like open world. I like that it's truly open world and that you can actually give yourself more of a challenge depending on the route you go on. That sound is real gross. I don't like that sound at all, in fact. All right, I need to go make myself some tea if I'm going to make myself some tea. We did the small of challenge. We're going to go make ourselves some tea. Let's warm it up. Let's see. With that performance, I'm sure we can look forward to a great olive harvest next year. I'm happy to declare your gym test officially cleared. Congratulations! Please report your result to the lobby staffer to the gym. Good luck in your battle against Katy. Thank you. Thank you for the luck. I need it. I'm definitely not going to beat her in no time. I mean, they are truly incomparable. Koraidon to Miraidon, incomparable. Miraidon is so much better. Let's go ahead and save. I saw some guy who turned off autosave and played for like 10 hours on stream. Had like a 12-hour stream. You disagree? Man, he's so much better. he even like rides smoother. Koraidon is such a clunky clunk. I also like Miraidon's 8-bit eyes. If I didn't have both versions, one for Checkpoint and one for me, I definitely would have bought Violet, personally. That being said, I haven't looked at version exclusives, so I have no idea if that would change my logic. Hello, Katy.
Oh, what a lovely trainer you are! Thank you very much for your skillful Oliver rolling. It was quite impressive. Oh, did I forget to introduce myself? Forgive me. My name is Katy. I'm the owner of the Patisserie Soapberry. Oh, that's right. I'm not in my shop. I'm on duty as a leader of the Cortonado gym right now. Forgive me. My name is Katy, and I am the gym leader here in Cortonado.
Is it making you think of Marie? Let me get my tea first.
My main line of work is a crafting sweets as a pastry chef.
Oh, there it goes. That is so funny that the Marie voice really is the same. The Katy voice is just the Marie voice. Okay, Google, set a 5-minute timer. What are you doing in my voice for? It's not your voice. It's definitely different. It is demonstrably different than your voice, Marie. It's not true. It is the same voice.
Little sweets that bring happiness, which is the one to buy, the bug that Pokemon hiding in foliage. Both are small and yet very powerful.
You could literally be doing my voice right now. They sound identical. They do not sound identical, Marie.
Don't let your guard down unless you will like to find yourself and knock it up off your feet.
It is just my voice. You just do a little more gravel with my voice. It's all it is. They're the same thing. It's not true.
Yeah, Nimble's real cool. I'm confused. Is Marie talking to himself?
I don't take my bucket up Pokemon lightly. You'll be in for a world of pain if you do.
I'm so confused. Is that my voice? Am I the one doing the voice? Are you doing my voice? What does this mean? My brain. My existence. Am I real? Am I not?
No, don't switch Pokemon.
I do not know anymore. Who is me? Who am I? Is my name Katy?
No, your name is Marie. Your name is Marie. It's not Katy.
Oh, I'm so confused.
Do you like Pokemon, Marie?
I do. It brings us a lot of money. I mean happiness. It brings us a lot of happiness.
Could you imagine if you were just browsing Twitch streams and happened upon this?
What do you mean? What are you talking about, H-Man? What could you be referring to? Is there something going on? Is there some kind of issue with the current status quo? I think not. This is normal stream. This is what you find on the Twitch.
Now, my little Pokemon, time to break free from your cocoon and come into your own.
I mean, it is just straight up my voice. What are you talking about?
I don't know if anybody has seen the It's like those crazy Christians talking to themselves with puppets. Is this puppet ministry? Yes. What do you mean? It is normal to do puppets. Next time we are doing the shadow hand puppet thingy. Bye, Teddy Ursa. It was good knowing ya, buddy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Just a dog barking.
All of my sweet little Pokemon dropping like flies.
Oh, come on. You have to hear that. It sounds just like me. No, it sounds completely... They're different voices. They're two completely different voices, not even the same universe.
Your strength rose during our battle like a nice bread in the oven. I feel that I may need to work on my own strength as well. Congratulations, you passed. As proof of your victory against me, the gym leader, allow me to present you with this gym badge. I hope you'll enjoy it alongside the heaping serving of some of my deluxe handmade treat.
I do really like the selfies that you get along the way. Every badge has a selfie with it, and I think that's super cute. I'm a fan of that.
With the 2 badges in your possession, Pokemon up at the level 30 will be easier to catch and will listen to your commands as well. I see you have quite the appetite as well. How about a little TM as a frosting under this cake? Bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Once you've found the TM during your travels, you can use them to make copies. You did know that, right? I wish you luck in your future adventures. May they be as sweet and lovely as a good dessert. Goodbye. Off you go then until we meet again. I'll be this in good night.
All right, Marie. I might need my hands back. It's going to be tricky to maneuver now with you, buddy.
I don't know what you mean. This feels natural. Oh, good. There's more reading to be done.
Oh, it's this guy. You guys tell me. You guys tell me if this guy needs to change his britches when he walks away, okay? You just tell me what you think about this character's walk cycle and if this guy has had a hoopsie, okay? You let me know.
Pardon me. Would you be the chick I've been hearing so much about?
Oh, it's still the Italian voice. What's his voice? He's like the art teacher. But he looks so funny.
The Mona had mentioned there was a promising new face in the academy. Yes, indeed. I'm going to make him Dracula.
He's going to be Dracula. I don't know why.
Oh, but I do apologize. I didn't mean to startle you by addressing you so suddenly. My name is Hassel. I am one of the Elite Four of the Pokemon League. I also teach art classes at the academy. So tell me, young chick, what compels you to collect these gym badges and strive to be champion?
Now it's Russian. Who knows what this voice is going to turn out like? I want to find my treasure. Saw my wife playing this exact cutscene last night. Well, you guys just let me know your thoughts. You just let me know your thoughts about Hassel's walk cycle. And if you think my man's maybe needs to start wearing some depends.
Instant answer, thank you. Naturally, there is no single correct answer. All paths lead to the great creator of the Paldea, as they say. You know, your friend Imone is the youngest to achieve champion rank in all Paldean history. It is entirely possible that such great potential lies within you as well.
Just tell me! Just tell me what you thought about that, okay? Just give me your honest opinion. We can even do a replay, I think. I think it'll do the full last minute, but just let's see if this works. Oh, it might not on this screen, though. I think it only does it on chat. Oh, man. Well, you guys just let me know what you think. You just let me know what you think, but I'm pretty sure my man's has had an accident.
Should you continue striving to reach champion rank, you will one day battle some chafing issues.
Yes, I'm glad that you see it. I'm glad that you guys see it too. I had a rough time riding a horse.
You would be wise to train hard starting now. It will save you from experiencing bitter regret of defeat. Oh, and do come along to my art class sometime. I would be thrilled to have you attend.
Was lurking while on a call and come back to these voices. Now I'm going to think in that voice while playing. Hey, I'm honored. I'm honored. By the way, I haven't done a single class yet. Maybe we'll do it on stream today. Because I have yet to take a single class in my personal game. I don't know if I'm supposed to be. I don't know how it helps me, if it gives you things or whatever. His walk cycle gets me every single time. This isn't the only time you see him in game either. And every time I see him, it makes me laugh. It will save you from experiencing the bitter regret of riding a very excitable horse. Now, excuse me, I must away to the laboratory. I haven't done one either, but class is a waste of time. Wait, what? How do you know that? Because you have done them, or have you read that it's worthless? All right. Ah, it's so hot! This enamel gets so piping hot, dude. I went to college and it was a huge waste of time. Oh, I see. You mean in general. You were talking about IRL. All right. I've also not talked to anyone in any town. That is something that I will say this game has not incentivized me to do. There's so much to see and so much to do that I really don't care much about the towns. And that's a weird phenomenon for me because normally I love talking to everybody. Same. I used to talk to every person and go in every house. There's too many. There's too many. There's too many to talk to. They really needed to come up with some incentive to talk to people. Who was out there? Oh, Jigglypuff. They give weird text. Don't go anywhere, but I talked to one guy who was waiting for his girlfriend, and I don't think she was coming. Yeah. I'm sure there are some good bits and some good jokes in there, but it doesn't incentivize me to, like, want. Like, I'm probably going to Google who to talk to and find some person who has talked to everybody who's willing to tell me who to talk to, who's worth my time. I got a hair in my mouth. All right. Now, what should we go for next? By the way, has everybody seen my tip of the day? If you haven't seen the tip, don't forget to check for your rewards. Because I didn't know about it. Nobody told me. And the other tip is to lock your thing north because it's so much better. All right, let's see. Open Sky Titan. We'd probably... You can lock it north with R3. You can lock it north and it's so much better. The more you know. I've only had one person give me something, so it just doesn't seem worth it. Was it in the Mesagosa, the main town? Was it the lady who gave you the things for playing the other games? That's the only person I've talked to that's given me anything. Do I have a Skiddo? What on earth is that emote? Is that a Peepo? Let's see if I can hover over it. The yeah, it's that like emote. Like a weird laughing 3D render. She's right at the steps. She's in the center of the steps right when you get to Mesagosa. If you played the other Pokemons, you wish they would initiate? I have no opinion there. I have no problem with them not initiating. Nor does it bother me that they don't. How do you change your accessories? I somehow lost my glasses and can't find a way to put them back on. I think left of the D-pad is what H-Man said earlier. These new kids really shaking things up. Learning about H-Man's love languages today. He wants to feel sought after. My love language is actually being challenged to a Pokemon battle. What's your love language? Mine is touch. Mine is gifts. Mine is affirmations. Mine is challenges and battles. My love language is war. Mine is Team Rocket rules. Alright, do we have a name for Rockruff? Oh no, he's burnt! Oh no. Oh, he's burnt. Alright, best of luck. Cross your fingers. Alright, what's Rockruff's name? Name him Houndoom. Shoobity boop. Helping Hand, no thank you. Toxic Spikes, sure. Let's see. Instead of Tail Whip. This fly is now in here on my computer screen. Get out of here, Mr. Fly.
This Pokemon travels in a pack with others until it grows up. When its mood turns sour, it starts striking the ground with the rocks on its neck.
Okay, Houndoom. With 2 Ds. Bye, Rockruff. I do love Rockruff. He's such a cute boy. Already have a Nimble. Hey, Mankey. I think I already have you. Yeah, I do. Man. Oh, I don't have a Mudbray. Nope. Come here, Mudbray. I didn't know I didn't have you yet. But now I'm gonna get you. Anybody got a name for Mudbray? I'll try and catch him with a regular Pokeball. Ears itching. There's also one Pocket Man that you can only level up by having a multi-person play session. So at some point, folks, we're going to have a game together of this game.
Though a slow walker, Mudbray is plenty strong. Its pace doesn't change even when it's loaded with 50 times its own body weight.
Its pace doesn't change. Oricorio can be really tricky. Wonky donkey. Oh, my daughter loves that book. He was a winky wonky honky donkey. Stinky dinky donkey. Yep, she loves that one. There's also a sequel to the Wonky Donkey where the Wonky Donkey has a daughter, by the way. For those of you that have never experienced that joy. I challenge you. Wish I could challenge this fly. Ooh, a Shuppet. You'll probably be incinerated just fine. Ooh, I should have snarled at you. Didn't even think about snarling. I'm telling you, this fly. This fly, this fly. Do I have a Phanpy? I do not. Come here, buddy. Love how I'm not going for a complete dex, but I catch every Pokemon I see. By the way, I love that this Pokemon is the first one that's made it actually worth your money to have the Luxury Ball. Because if you haven't seen the Luxury Ball, it's gorgeous. I really need to put this game down and work, but I keep seeing the next Pokemon I need. I know, dude, I know. I have fallen to sleep to this game every night since it came out. I don't want to ever stop playing. I don't know if Stained is still in the chat, but I would love to know if Stained has finished God of War. Officially rolled credits on the thing. Minerva clipped something and titled it. Not sure if I should publish it or not. That one has an exclusive thing with it, by the way, not spoiling. Yes. I know that Vampy has a new third evolution now, as I recall. But I didn't know it was a version exclusive. Oh.
It is far stronger than it appears. If a Vampy is swinging its trunk around and your arm gets hit by it, your arm bone will shatter.
Dang. Dang. I don't know. I mean, if it's a good clip, clip away. If it's not a good clip, then it won't be used for highlights. What's Vampy's name? Trunkomatic. Dynamite. Bye, Vampy. Now, I have unfortunately had more than a few things spoiled, although I haven't had all of them spoiled. I'm trying to keep the mystery alive and discover things naturally. It's down. Congratulations. You did it. You did it. You succeeded. Oh, rootin' toot toot. I mean, I have no... Like, I could just be missing one shiny after another because I don't see them. I'm going to tell myself that the odds are just so small that I haven't missed any. I just haven't seen any. And that it's not that I'm missing them, it's that they just don't exist yet. You running around and catching the Vampy. You don't need to say that. Do we know if it makes a sound? It does not make a sound. One in 4,000. 1 in 4,096, I think. To get precise. But yeah, it's something insane. And once you get the shiny charm, it goes down pretty seriously. And you can do other things that'll get it not according to school. Interesting. I took a class and learned it was 4,000. Well, maybe this game is different. Maybe this game changes up the algorithmic flow. I'd be fine with that. I'll take those 96 other ones off. For anyone curious, the title of her clip, which has since been deleted, was dash, semicolon, 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 semicolon. I kind of hate how hats look in this game. They don't actually fit on your character's head. It just weirdly sits on top. Yeah, well, look at this man-child, Zando. You can complain about that man-child over there? Look at him. Look at that full-size head on that child's body. Look at that adult-size head on that child-infant's body. How can you complain when that exists in this game, huh? Look at that fully grown head. I like that my motorcycle has feathers. The feathers are nice, aren't they? But I still like this one better. I think I see a terrestrial Pokemon up here. So I'm gonna go get it. Oh no, it's on the other side of the reefer. Oh, what is it? I wish I could at least tell what it is. Let's see if we can make the jump. This is gonna be a tough one. Yeah, yeah. A Buizel. Oh man. I guess that was worth it. Also, that he walks with it. You like that? Why do you like that he walks with his legs? It's the silliest part of him. My kids watch CoComelon. I'm used to children with heads that are larger than adult torsos. Yes, yeah. You're not wrong, you know? You're not wrong. All right, so we got an ice Buizel. An ice Buizel. What are we gonna do with an ice Buizel? I don't like the Pokemon equals motor vehicle. Well, then just take the wheels away. Why he got wheels if not use wheel? Also, more fun fact, it only rocks once if you already have them registered to your Pokedex. All right, what's the Ice Weasel's name? We already have Weashel. This is Ice Weashel? Ice Weesh? Weesh Ice? Ice Weesh? Will that fit? I don't think that'll fit. Will it fit? I don't know if it'll fit. Ice Weesh. We're going to try. I think without spaces it'll fit. Ice Weesh, dude. Nice. Whew. This fly is about to make me lose my mind. I'm gonna lose it. Makes it better that he's anti-ice, right? Oh, I don't think I have you yet. Little. Oh boy, I need health. Alright, I might one-hit KO you on accident, but I didn't mean to. I promise. If I one-hit KO you, it was not my intention. Oh, whoa! Holy moly, I need to disconnect my droid cam. Oh no, I completely forgot this entire time. The battery is nearly dead. I gotta plug this in. My phone! What will I do without my phone? Yeah, I did kill Flittle. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to. Okay, the hot air balloon next. I keep forgetting to change out my Pokémon! Dagnabbit. Sorry, good boy. Sorry, good boy, I just kept forgetting to change you out. Hello, Splash. What's up, my friend? How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. By the way, this is the thing that evolves into the weird frog. The weird frog thing that we saw in that one trainer's streamer thing. By the way, hot take that I found a lot of people are disagreeing with, but I disagree with them. I think that these designs in this Pokemon game are the most inspired designs I've seen from Pokemon game in a long time. How bad are the tech issues with this game? Distracting but playable. Distracting but playable. Although a glitch did affect H-Man's gameplay earlier, but I have yet to have it affect me other than one crash. I like the Pokemon way better than the last few games, yeah. I'm not only talking about Pokemon, I'm talking about character design too. These flies! Alright, what's Tadbulb's name?
It floats using the electricity stored in its body. When thunderclouds are around, Tadbulb will float higher off the ground.
Interessant. Oh no! Aww. I forgot to name him. I forgot to name him, and this fly! No! Man! I don't want this. I don't want this. Leave me alone. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. Let's see. Well, no, Syndex like is fine, as long as I don't fight another electric. Come on. He was on my hands. I thought maybe I could get him. Okay, come here. Hey, buddy. This fly is getting more and more brazen. Ooh, fungus. A fungus among us. Yeah, Splash. I would say that a lot of the issues are due to the hardware. I would say that there are a fair amount of issues to the software. I would say actually, I would not describe the software as having issues. I would describe the software as not putting as much into it as it could, as the biggest franchise in the world ought. But I would not say that the issues are with the software. Maybe it'll survive. I'm telling you guys, my ears itching like cray. Flittle, you're so weak, dude. Flittle can't survive for nothing. That special defense has got to be so low. Oh, came out of nowhere. That's definitely an example. That's an example of how this game suffers. Pop in. That Skiddo was nowhere to be seen until he was. I would like to heal. Thank you. See this fly, but I can't get him. I didn't get him. I failed. I failed in my task. But now he knows I'm after him. Now he knows I'm after him, and he's gonna come for me. He's gonna start messing with me. But I'm gonna go see if I can catch that stinking Flittle. Flittle, old buddy, old pal. Would you like to be my friend? Would you like to be my Flittle friend? Say hello to my Flittle friend. There is nothing I can do to you that won't kill you, so I'm just gonna try to catch you. Bada bing, bada boom. What's Flittle's name? What is Flittle's name? Anybody that's out there lurking? What is Flittle's name? Flig boy. Okay. Why not? Why not?
It spends its time running around wastelands. If anyone steals its beloved berries, it will chase them down and exact its revenge.
There's no way Fliggy Smalls will fit. That is way too many letters. But I do love that it's berries and cream. It goes, it delivers its berries. I'm fine with Flig Boy. Why not lurk? Did you do exclamation point? Oh, name it lurk. Oh, I thought you were lurking. I'm sorry. I misunderstood, H-Man. I'll catch something else and name it lurk for you. I doubt I can get over there to get that thing. Yeah, there's no way. Ain't no way. Not no way, not no how. If I win, you won't. You gotta buy my CD. Why does it even have legs? Because it doesn't always rocket around. Only when I need it to. I love the wheels, H-Man. I'm here for it. I'm 1,000% here for it. Oh, I'm so sad. It's already 3:07? Can it not be? Can it not be 3:07 already? I really need time to move a little slower. I don't want to have to hop off stream. Yo, check. So from what I gather, seems like the open sky titan lives somewhere up on this mountain. But there are all these crazy boulders raining down from the mountain too. It's gonna be a little tricky to stand around and look for the titan while dodging all those. I think you'll be sent flying if you get hit by a falling boulder. But maybe you could power your way through atop that brood of yours. Yeah, I probably could. Ah! I missed him. I didn't see him. I didn't see you there, little buddy. I didn't see you there, little buddy. I'm sorry. You can just burn. Let's go get ourselves some TMs. Oh, come on. All right, well, another one. Set aflame. Look at that Mudbray just watching. Mudbray's like, what y'all doing down there? What y'all doing? What's going on down there? Whoa, what y'all doing? Oh, sure, I'll heal. Thank you for the prosciutto. Imagine a grasshopper beefing you enough that he just wants to fight to the death. Yep, he doesn't stand a chance. Let's go take on the stork that delivers the babies. Baby stork! Baby stork! Baby stork. I'm here to deliver my baby, see? Oh, I didn't really get a good Pokemon for this, though. Bombardier! Need to send out Palmot. Oh, actually, that did so much damage. I thought it was still morning. It is somehow 3 p.m., right? That's how I feel about today as well. I'm definitely there with you. Ah, oh no! Bad day! Goodbye! I'm gonna go in here then. Bye-bye! I love his bomb pants, by the way. They crack me up. He's got bomb britches on. Bomb britches. Oh, no. Asia the girl, raiding in. What's up?
Welcome in, Raiders. How we doing? Welcome. What's up?
Welcome in, everybody. How we doing? How are things going? Hello, it's Simply Lizzie. Thank you for the raid. We're playing some PokeMondays. It's Pokemon Violet. We started with a big stream last Friday, and we're keeping it going today. I'm loving it. I'm loving the game. Asia, I was just listening to the Moviga podcast today. Just listening to the latest one. I'm on your team as far as pretty much everything goes. Typically, if Asia says it, I'm like, yeah, me and Asia agree. And then Brian says it, and I'm like, not so much. But actually, Brian had some good takes this time. Brian had some very good takes this time, so I appreciated it. So we are just now taking down the second Titan. If you haven't played the new PokeMon, spoilers galore, because this is a part of the game. So for those of you that haven't played the new Pokemon game, there are 3 different paths you can take, and we're taking them kind of all sporadically, and the Titans is one of the paths. So this is the one. Brian had some good ones, but it makes me happy that you're on my side. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I am Team Black Panther. I was a big fan of it. I thought it was a great movie. So Arvin is our little buddy here who is helping us with the Titans. I was lucky enough to be able to sneak up here because it had all its attention on you, little bud. It looks like it's trying to power itself up, like with some kind of mystical meal power or something. So we'd better be ready to go all out. We're taking on Bombardier. Birdier. So y'all were making some art for our website. Very cool. Love it. Y'all been doing more and more artsy craftsy streams. It's real fun. Let's see. All right, I might we'll see if he'll die so that Palmite can go out there. Trying to drop rocks on folks is dangerous. Let's give this thing a good taste of defeat. Who'd want to taste defeat? Nice. We might be fine. He's going to use Torment. Man, I'm telling you. These Titans could have been so much more impressive than they are. It is a bummer. I almost wish Pokemon had difficulty modes. That'd be a really nice thing for them to consider. Yeah! Hey! He did the Kobani pose. Hey! He loves it. Victory! I don't know if I've noticed that he does that yet. By the way, folks, I finished Chainsaw Man, like the manga, and I have a lot of thoughts. I'm containing them because the anime is just getting started, but the anime got me in, and so I finished the entire series. I read the entire manga series because the anime is so good, and I can't give my opinions without spoiling things, but I got strong opinions about this anime. Yes, way to go, Jack. Looks like we don't have to worry about any more falling boulders on us now, huh? Goodbye. There has to be more of that herba mystica in here. Just the first arc or current? So that's kind of the thing, H-Man. That's kind of the thing. That's kind of what I mean. Is it really depends on what you mean. Without giving too much of my hot take, I think that where it ended, it should have ended. They didn't end it, but they ended it. And it should have stayed ended and started a whole new naming technique. So there are arcs and there are parts. And part 1 is like 100 and some odd chapters. And it should have ended with that part. That's all I'll say. Let's hurry and find it before the Titan can come back for another go at us. Is that his voice? Did I just change his voice? But I will say the first part, darn near perfection. If we're lucky, there'll be another herb here. If I could go, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I know it. I just disagree with some of the design's decisions that the mangaka's making. Aurelia's hair. This is one of the herbs. Make no mistake. You and Arvin found the bitter herba mystica. Dandadan is better. I got to go back and finish Dandadan. I got to keep reading. Whoa, we did it. Thanks, Chuck. I enjoy Dandadan a lot. Now then, let's see. Bitter herba mystica is great for your circulation. It really gets the blood flowing. And that warms you right up nice and toasty, even boosting the immune system. Or so it says. I like that he actually buckles in his backpack. But the love, will they, won't they is so good. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I definitely have enjoyed what I've read so far. But it hasn't hooked me And honestly, neither did Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man did not hook me until episode 5. Like, I think that's the latest episode that came out. Ended on such a cliffhanger that then I started reading. And so I read like the episode, I read the chapter right after where it left off on the cliffhanger just to see what happened. And then I couldn't stop. Like for the whole day, I couldn't stop. I just kept reading. And the next thing I knew, I'd read like 90 chapters. And I was like, well, this is a problem. If I can just slip this into a tasty sandwich and get him to eat some. Well, what are we waiting for, Chuck? It's time to dig in. Let me whip something up for us. Here, hutch. And Bob's your uncle. Here you go, my special whimsical herb-filled super sandwich. And it comes with a side of Titan badge as a token of my gratitude, course. Nice. Ah, it's so bitter. It's such a gross sandwich. Oh, come on, you again? Oh, he wants a sandwich. He wants one. Of course here you go, buddy. I'll eat another time. Get yourself some sandwich. Oh, is it trying to say thanks or something? Well, good thing I made it extra. They just announced Bayonetta 4? No way! Did they really? That's crazy. No, I don't think 3 failed hard. They just had the controversy. But I think the game was very good. I think people really liked it. Except for Donkey, once again. Starting to notice a trend about Donkey. Starting to notice a trend is that people really like the game and Donkey doesn't. I don't know anyone who played it. Yeah, all my people that like Bayonetta played it, but I don't like Bayonetta very much. But yeah, most of my like YouTubers and Twitch streamers that actually like love Bayonetta were like, yeah, this is an excellent Bayonetta. So I don't know. I tried playing the first one and just couldn't get into it. It wasn't my genre. I've never played Devil May Cry either. That's just not my kind of gaming. Gachapon, you got it, my friend. Here you go.
Slippy, just a voltage diffusers. And kill up the Gachapon.
Okay, Fox. Oh no! What are we waiting for? Did you do the wrong thing? Alright, let's see what your gachapon is. It's the movie game. Alright, so you get a movie game. 2 for 4 today. 2 for 4. I was doing so good. Alright. So the way the movie game works is that it is a combination of 2 movie titles. I will read the description. Ay. Do I have to read this description? Do I have to read this description? All right, this has got a word. That's pretty adult in it. I almost wish it was a swear word. I would almost prefer to swear. Yeah, we're gonna do it. It combines 2 movie titles, and I will read the description of if these 2 movie titles were combined, and then you'll get a chance to guess. If you can get it, great. If you cannot get it, then I'll open it to the chat. So if you're in the chat, do not guess unless you are Rubidium Boy. Okay. Oh, you know what? I would not get this one, but good luck. Good luck for you. Here we go. This movie has everything: fast planes, homoerotic volleyball, and a cigar-smoking, well-meaning slacker of a John Hughes creation that agrees to watch the kids while the parents are out of town. This movie has everything: fast planes, homoerotic football, and a cigar-smoking, well-meaning slacker of a John Hughes creation that agrees to watch the kids while the parents are out of town. No chance I would have gotten the second movie. First movie's easy. Second movie, not a chance. You're helping me out a whole bunch with the hard stuff, so it's only fair that you get more. All right, Rubidium Boy says, doesn't know. Do you know one of the movies? I can give you a hint. There's no way. There's no way. I mean, I feel like I could tell you who stars in this movie and you probably wouldn't know. Pacifier? Nope. I'm telling you, this is obscure. This is obscure. This is for the folks that know John Hughes flicks. It's a John Hughes movie with John Candy in it. I definitely, absolutely did not make extras so that my ride-on could have a sandwich, okay? And the first movie, I hope you know. Yeah, I have no idea. Sneaky, do you want to call it? Sneaky says he knows it first. Okay, so now I can get in the water. Yep, Top Gunkle Buck. Top Gunkle Buck. I have never even heard of Uncle Buck, let alone seen it. Never heard of it. Zando had it too. I mean, they'd better, or else I'm really up the creek. Don't you dare touch that! This isn't for you! Yeah? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have shouted like that. I guess I should at least tell you the full story, Jack. I love the Pokemon you guys are about to meet. Come on out, bud. This is my Mabostiff, my Pokemon. Oh, yeah? I can't believe he sounds like Goofy in my head. Look at that boy. Look at that beautiful, beautiful boy. And you tell me that he's not the sweetest little thing you've ever seen. Look at his sad eyebrows. Look at his tiny, tiny little beady eyes. I love him so much. Here you go, bud. Eat up. The sandwich should help you feel better. And he feels so sick. He's so sick. Oh, it just breaks my heart. He's so floofy, he's so sad, and he's so sick. And he's got a little napkin. Do you see that he's got a little napkin in front of him? Because that's the cutest part. It's the cutest part that he has a little handkerchief. Come on. Slowly now, take your time. Small bites are fine, just chew nice and slow. Look at him. Oh my goodness, he was so slow. So timid and tender. Oh, he's so sweet. My buddy here was hurt pretty bad a while ago. Real bad, in fact. He never really recovered. Potions and things don't work? Nothing seems to help. Not potions, not Pokemon centers, nothing. My Mabostiff here is the only thing in the world I care about. The only thing. So I promised I'd make him feel better, whatever it takes. I searched online, I read books, I looked all over and tried every cure and remedy I could find. But nothing really worked. I'd almost given up hope. That's when I found out about the Herba Mystica. You've done your research. Yeah, see, I found this book in my dad's lab. Herba Mystica. Area 0 was home to wondrous herbs that instantly impart vigor when eaten. We dubbed them Herba Mystica and attempted to grow some in areas around Paldea. However, before we could harvest, the herbs were eaten by Pokemon, which in turn grew large and strong. We call these Titan Pokemon. That's this book full of crazy stories and legends and things. Stuff nobody would usually believe. But I believe it. I think what it says is true. And according to this book, eating all 5 Herba Mystica can cure anything that ails you. Case in point, my Mabostiff's paws were cold as ice before he ate that last herb. But they've warmed up a little now. I'm sure they have. Look at him. Look at the boy. Oh, you done eating, bud? Look at those eyes. Oh, he's trying. Oh, he's trying. Poor guy. He wants to get up. He wants it so bad. Hi, Mabostiff. Can you see? Are your eyes open? Yes, I did it. It's been so long since he was able to open his eyes. I was so worried. Oh man, I'm so glad. Oh, look at him. Those fiery orange little eyes. Hard to even tell if they're open or not, but I know the difference. The power of these herbs is amazing. I knew the book wasn't lying. I'm gonna bring my Mabostiff back to first full health. I swear it. Yeah, so that's my story. 3 arms to go. Let's find them together. I love that boy. I love that boy. That little floofy dog. He's my favorite. Hello, Czech. This is Turo. I detect the Miraidon has regained more of its original power. While riding upon it, it seems you should be able to move across water. That's right. I'm relying on you to continue taking good care of Miraidon. Well, there. Now there's no more stones because the stork is gone. Oh, I haven't caught the stork before. I've never seen it. Can I? Excuse me. Can I? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I just met Clive. I love his hysterically bad disguise. What are you talking about? That's definitely Clive. I'm pretty sure Clive's just Clive, man. The professors are also different between games. Oh yeah, like the classes. Classes you can take are different. Or the people that teach the classes are different. Whew, close one. All right, I don't have a bombardier. Bombardier. Oh no! I'm gonna get you, Bombardier. I'm gonna get you. You're gonna get caught. You're gonna get caught. Oh yes, yeah. Turo and what's her name? Sade? Something like that. All right, swap in. Yeah, it's the cave woman. You either get future tech guy or cave woman. She's just a cave woman. She's a Neanderthal. Gotcha. We did it! All right, Bombardier's name. Wants to learn Slam? Sure. Come on and Slam. Welcome to the jam. Andy Samberg. Okay. What's the inside joke there? Should it be Andy Samberg? I love it. I love Andy Samberg. That's very funny. All right, let's read this description.
Bombardier, the item drop Pokemon. Bombardier uses the apron on its chest to bundle up food, which it carries back to its nest. It enjoys dropping things that make loud noises.
Oh, Andy Samberg voiced a stork in the movie Storks. Okay, well, yeah, it's absolutely going to be Andy Samberg. So this is basically the Delibird of this Pokemon, this generation. Because he drops presents out of his... Interesting. A flying dark Pokemon. Nice. I haven't caught that in my own personal playthrough, so I'm going to have to come back to this area. I didn't know this is where they lurked. I guess it makes sense considering that the Titan was right there. It do make sense. Oh, I didn't mean to talk to the Slugoo. I want to talk to you because I want to get healed up. Thank you. For all the people that came in with the raid, I appreciate you. Thanks for hopping in. Thanks to Asia for the raid. You came in right as we were fighting that Titan, so I was a little distracted, but we're happy that you're here. This is Checkpoint Church, church for nerds, geeks, and gamers. Currently, we are hyping pretty hard on PokeMondays. Every Monday, we play some kind of Pokemon game. I limit myself to just Mondays because otherwise I would play it every single day of the week. Tuesdays, we stream at the same time, 1 to 4 Eastern. And we do something called Variety Tuesdays, where we play some game from either my backlog or some game that we've already started before or what have you. I can ride Miraidon there. Come on, jump off. And on Wednesday mornings, we talk about our nerdy sermon. We put out a nerdy sermon every Sunday over on our YouTube channel. But we watch it together live on Wednesdays and, open a time for any questions or anything like that. This past Sunday, he is not a student. He is not a student. That distracted me pretty seriously. We talked about our nerdy sermons this past Sunday. We talked about Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic Frontiers. So If you'd like to talk about Sonic and the Sonic Sermon, this Wednesday is the perfect time for it. Thursdays, normally we stream from 9 to noon, whatever I'm playing or whatever I feel like playing at the time. We will not be doing that this week because of Thanksgiving. So we will take Thursday off this week, and we'll still have an early sermon coming out on Sunday, and then we'll have Monday back as usual with more PokeMondays. So that's the flow and the structure. I'm Nerd Pastor Nate, really the pastor. This is Checkpoint Church. We're a real church plant at a United Methodist Church, planted officially in North Carolina, but really to the internet. So that's the gist. What's up, XG Ninja? Thanks for your lurk. Hope that you're having a good stream day. I know I saw you playing Minecraft earlier. I presume you were playing with your Giacomo server that you've got going on right now. I have a raid ready. We still got time, but I appreciate that, Trombone. You can go ahead and drop in the chat if you got to go do something. I was just giving the description because we had a raid. And I normally do that with raids, but I got a little distracted by our Titan. By our Titan Pocket Man. But we'll go till 4 today. For once, I don't have to go do something. That's right. Take advantage of the time, right? I like her eyeshadow. That's very nice. Oinkalone! Oinkalone. By the way, if you ever find yourself wondering why is this music so good, just assume that it's because Toby Fox arranged it. I don't think he did all the tracks, but he certainly did some of the tracks, and so I'm going to assume that all the tracks that are the best ones are the ones my boy Toby did. He just so good. He just so good. Yeah, if we're being realistic, you guys just need to be thankful that we're not playing Pokemon every day this week, because I could, but I won't. I won't do it, but I could. It will definitely be on the voter in the morning. It'll definitely be on the voter. So anticipate it being an option, because people could vote for it. I doubt they will. Do it. Who's stopping you? Nobody. But I didn't let you guys vote last week, so I feel guilty. It's also a moral choice that I made for myself in the first couple months of Checkpoint, because I caught myself playing Pokemon for every stream, and I was like, I can't be a Pokemon streamer. You did, and it evolved into Kaplan's. That's true. We did end up having a voter eventually, only at the bequest of yourself, Zando. Hey, Vampy. Watch tomorrow be Scarlet or Pokemon Violet. those are the options. I'll bring my my Scarlet play. For my Oh, I want to see if I can make it. Can't. Hey, Swablu. Would you like to be in a Pokeball? Would you be interested in being in a Pokeball? Some of the models, by the way, some of the models have gotten really good. Like some of the things, people always complain about Pokemon and the new 3D renders, that they're all just the same renders from the past couple games. But some of them have definitely improved for this game. Swablu is one of them. I think Swablu looks really good. Mankey looks so good. Mankey looks unreasonably good for Mankey. Like, they didn't need to try so hard with Mankey, but they did.
Swablu, the cotton bird Pokemon. It can't relax if it or its surroundings are not clean. It wipes off dirt with its wings.
All right, I believe we're going to name this one Lurk because I forgot whenever H-Man earlier recommended a name something Lurk. I didn't realize that he was suggesting a name. Q-Tip is also a very good name. It is a cotton swab. Bye, Swablu. All right, would you get away from the sparkly thing, please? Because I don't want to fight you, but I do want... Yes, please. I got a pretty feather. I got a pretty feather. Okay. One of us. One of us. I have not been doing many of the raids. I don't know if you guys have. That is something that I'll probably do more in endgame. They also don't open up high-level raids until you get more badges, so there's really no point in doing them currently. Whoa. However, I also have heard that whenever you level them up, they get way more challenging, and that there are certain raids now that you cannot win without people helping you. Like, it's that challenging, which has me super excited. Let's talk. Sure. What's up? What do you want to talk about? I'm interested to see how the multiplayer goes. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. But I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down to try it. If and when people get interested. When I get to the point when I'm ready. From what I've heard, it's pretty good. From what I heard, it does pretty good. Better than people were expecting. You're quite the character. Thank you. Thank you for that $900. I appreciated your $900. Thank you. Ooh, Miss Drevis. I don't think I have a Miss Drevis. I really need to start writing down some of the exclusives so that I can remember to get them in this game to trade to myself. Because I'm going to need to remember if I'm going to complete that dex. Oh no! Anything but confusion. Anything but that. I'm super excited to see when and if they make a, what do they call it? A degen or something of this game. Miss Drevis. Who's got a name for Miss Drevis?
It loves to bite and yank people's hair from behind without warning just to see their shocked reactions.
Any names for Miss Drevis? Miss Medges? Oh, I saw Vin Diesel first. Vin Diesel is above it. So I think Vin Diesel's got to be the name. I don't know why. Or Brenda. Goodbye, Vin Diesel. I don't know why your name is Vin Diesel. But here it is. Here it is, and here we are. This is just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Is that a child? Why'd the camera go so far away? Come back. The new Ryan Reynolds Christmas movie came out yesterday. Is that the one with Will Ferrell? I have no idea how people keep up with Ryan Reynolds movies. There are so many. Yeah, a bunch of people in a movie group I'm in are saying it will end up being a cult classic. Wow. Bold. I've heard good things about the new Christmas Story movie. I will say that. If you guys have not seen Tink-a-Tink yet, it's just Bam Bam. Bam Bam and Pebbles. Quote, Farrell clearly having the time of his life, and every time I think I'm getting tired of Reynolds' shtick, he goes and does something like this. The chemistry is great, the choreography is fantastic, and it's an interesting take on a classic story. Highly recommend. Nice little elf reference thrown in there, too. Interesting. Is it in theaters or streaming? Oh, no, you're another Capsa kid. You see how sad I made that kid? I don't care about the child. When will you guys learn? Ugh. It's on Apple TV. I don't have time for Apple TV, you guys. I don't have time for it. I don't appreciate this Team Star fight. Their Torkoal and my Quaxar are the same level. My Super Effective moves are doing less damage than their not very effective damage. Dude, I'm telling you, the Team Star fights are legitimately challenging. Now, I didn't have Quaxwell, so I can't say if you'll be able to win or not, but I had to go grind before taking on Mela. Capsicid! Anybody got a name for Capsicid?
Traditional Paldean dishes can be extremely spicy because they include the shed front teeth of Capsicid among their ingredients.
I had no idea. I had no idea that that was Capsicid's description in this game. Oh, that is disgusting. Why are you naming everybody after the Fast series? R.I.P. R.I.P. Paul Walker. Goodbye, Capsicid, because we're family. Assembling your crew. They're assembling. They are assembling. Swablu. Goodbye. Oh no. Alright, now this guy is the first Team Star member that you can take down pretty easily. Giacomo. 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 Isa mia, Giacomo. Isa da boy, Giacomo. I'm here to kick it about and take it names. My name is Giacomo. Alright, what's Nummel's name? Chris Bridges? Is that another of the family? Got him. Luda. Oh, is that Ludacris's real name? I had no idea that that was Ludacris's real name.
The flaming magma it stores in the hump on its back is the source of its tremendous power.
Yeah, no clue. Whoops, it's Chris Bridge. Chris Bridge! It's Chris Bridge! Oopsie. Well, that's his name now forever, because I'm not going to no name raider. Ain't gonna catch me dead at the name writer, I tell you what. Alright, time to meet Clive again. Chris Bridge. What a sad mistake. That's ludicrous. What a ridiculous name. We don't take too kindly to random kids sniffing around. Say, but if you don't throw yourself around, amigo, I'll just send you back and wait her up. Just going on a hunch here, but are you that check kid? You know, that piece of work we're out to give for declaring war on Team Star? Maybe I am. Maybe I am, he says. Cool as a cucumber. Honesty's not always the best policy, you know. Oh, you know what? Doesn't matter who you are, you're not getting through. Buzz off or we'll get thrashed by me in battle, kid. What'll that be? I'll take you on. Yay! Sassy kids like you are a waste. That's it. Prepare to get stomped into the dirt. Murkrow. Okay. We should be able to take down Giacomo pretty well. Keyword there is should. Keyword there is definitely should. No promises. Alright. We don't need absorb. I just hope we can make it through this base before stream ends. We got 12 minutes. We got 12 minutes to make it through the base. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. I think this can probably be the last thing that we do. How can I lose? Oh, whatever. It's your problem now. Finish up for me now, would you, bud? Okay, thanks. Hasta la vista. Hasta la vista. She's new to the team, you know. Might have to have a little chat with her about that attitude. Well, I'm going to go into the base now and give the rest of the squad the heads up. We'll come at you full force if you set foot inside, so you might want to consider turning tail. Either way, best of luck to you, amigo. Hasta la vista. Bye. Bye. I forgot how cool we look. I see you took care of the guards. Nice work. Now, hold up in that base is Team Star's Dark Crew, the Sagan Squad. Their boss, Giacomo, pretty much runs the whole of Team Star, and he's also produced that wild soundtrack of theirs himself. He's a sharp guy. Even our declaration of war won't have him ruffled in the slightest. His plan is probably to wear you down with a wave of grunts, then finish you off himself. No use trying to outthink strategy types like him. Bring him down with a head-on attack. Just keep on defeating as many Pokemon as you can until the big man himself shows up. Ring the bell on the gates once you're ready to kick off this phase of the operation. Time to wipe the Sagan Squad off the map. You got it. Yeah, I'm ready. Oopsie, I didn't think to check the first three of my party. Oopsie doopsie 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 doops. Oopsie doopsie doopsie doops. We're probably fine. We're probably fine. Careful now, Chick. Team Star has a unique way of doing battle. They call it a Star Barrage. To get through it, you need to use the R button to send up. Yeah, this is just a Let's Go. You just use the Let's Go mechanic. That's it. That's all you do. Heads up, gang. Some jumped-up kid has wandered in thinking he can raid our base. Clearly, he doesn't know what he's messing with. Let's teach him a lesson he won't forget. To our unwanted guests, if you can defeat 30 of our Pokemon in the next 10 minutes, our boss might just honor you with an appearance. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Okay. Smoliv. No, I don't want Smoliv. I gotta find somebody good for Smoliv to take on. Ugh. What are these guys? Skunk tanks? Maybe. I don't know. Smoliv's probably gonna die. Yeah, Smoliv's gone, dude. Goodbye, Smoil. There was no chance you were gonna survive. Let's be real. Yeah. No chance. Dipsy dipsy. If you guys didn't know, there's a new evolution of the Pawnyard line, and I love it. I love it. Some people are not digging it. I am obsessed with it. I can't wait to get them. We got 8 minutes. That's not a lot of time. That's not a lot of time left on stream. Ooh, some sneezes. All right, these Pawnyards will be the last one. That's all she wrote. All right, let's try and take down Giacomo. Giacomo! He's way above our level. We gotta get the boss. I'm really enjoying the go do stuff aspect of this game. I feel like I'm more organically connecting to characters as opposed to going from town to town and being forced into relationships along the way. Yep. I agree, Zando. I think they nailed the open world aspect, in my humble opinion. Even the things they did wrong, I think they did open world 100% correctly for me. Giacomo! You done a real number on us, Party Crasher. Check, was it? I'm Giacomo. At the deck, I go by DJ Vice. Call me whichever, it's a vibe either way. Nice to meet you and all, but how about we skip straight to your outro? Don't worry, I'll play you a sick requiem as you crash and burn. Let's get this party started. Hurt my throat. Oh boy, Giacomo. Giacomo. You don't really think things through, do you? Declaring war on Team Star is a real bad move. I think I'll be alright. Goodbye. Oh, wow, okay. 2 hits, huh? 2 hits. Okay. 2-hit Tony over here. Okay. I'll spin you up good, Party Crasher. Bye. Room. And Zando, you were 100% correct, man. Room. Straight up a pocket man. Dang to up the tempo. This show ain't over yet. The car is a Pokemon. We better get one of those vehicles at the end of Operation Starfall. I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Ooh, that's not a lot. Let's see. He's dark type, right? Sure. We'll send out Syndex legs. I think the car is a modified version of Revroom. Car is a Pokemon. Yep. Oh, I forgot my type was flying, though. Oopsie, this really won't help anything. This will just take more of our time. Ah! Oh well. By the way, for those of you that haven't been able to see, there's the violin and the bow is inside the cup. Very nice. Terra type equals fun. I like the Terra type. I don't hate it. It's not fantastic. I think I like the Dynamax a bit more. But I like this. It's fine. I wish they looked a little cooler. I think that's what it really is. I wish they looked cooler. I like that you changed types, but I mean, in all fairness, they did that with, I am a party animal. They did that with Mega Evolutions. So, I mean, they've done that for a long time. We did it! Goodbye, Giacomo. Ah, man. I was just getting started. Guess that's that. About a year and a half ago. Guess that's that. Oh, I don't have any voices for them. What's up, Giacomo? Did something happen? The big boss just wanted to take my on some stuff, so we had a chat and settled on a few plans. A few plans? Like for what? Operation Star, first of all, and also a new code of conduct for the team. You know how tons of new members have joined up recently? Well, we figured we gotta make some team rules like a code so we'll all be on the same page. Nice. You'll come up with a great code for us, won't you, Giacomo? Nah, no thanks. Way too much pressure. I mean, yeah, I used to be president of the student council, but you know, everyone ended up hating me after that. And of course we know. You forced a ton of stuffy rules on everyone, and they wouldn't take it. We got some other nerd to replace you after like 5 minutes. I cannot help but concur. Male students' hair must stray no further than 1.8 inches below the nape, and so forth. Your rules were vexation made manifest. My point exactly. So you'll all agree that I shouldn't be let anywhere near this new code. But you always know what's best for the team, Giacomo. You look out for us. You've earned our trust many times over. Without you, Team Star just wouldn't work. And that stuck-up student council prez isn't who you are anymore, man. A code written by Giacomo I'm looking at now, I'd follow that any day. As would I. Okay. Thanks for the ego boost, everyone. I'll do it. I'll write up the darn code. I did the best I could. I wrote the code myself, and there's no going back on it. My days as a boss are over. So here, take my star badge, would you? Shake my hand. I'll give you this choice, TM, though. You earned it fair and square. This is how the party ends. Let's talk about those PokeMondays. They're crazy strong, huh? You learn those training chaps at the academy, like what moves you should use and stuff? Nope, I've been doing it for years. Okay, you like it at the academy? Having fun? Yeah, I'm enjoying it. The selfie with Melo looked like she was punching in the face. She's great. She's great. I love her walk cycle, too. That's another one that I like making fun of. No kidding. Sorry to interrupt, but are you Giacomo? Whoa, wasn't expecting a giant pompadour to make a guest appearance today. You got a Quaxwell to look up, style that up for you? Oh, I'm just after a quick word. Oh, he's right, he's Elvis. Would you mind? Sure, I can tell you it's going to be something annoying, but I guess I'm newly freed up for time. Thanks, I'll get straight to it. Oh, it seems like all of you and Team Star are headed for expulsion if you keep up your current activities. So why don't you break up the team and start attending at the academy again? That's what you want to know? Melo's walk cycle is similar to the Lalafell in FF14. As it happens, we're actually waiting on a pal, though we don't know if they'll be coming back. A pal? A close friend of yours, are they? They're only the strongest boss in all of Team Star. Like how there's a top champion who's the absolute #1 trainer, you know? They're the one who invited us other bosses to form the team. We call him the Big Boss. And where is this big boss of yours now? We assume Lalafell don't have knees and have to goose step everywhere. Wouldn't we like to know? We haven't heard from him in, I don't know, it must be a year and a half now. We thought that it'd be, if we kept Team Star going, then they'd get back in touch one day. But the teachers kept pressuring us to call it quits, and then we get party crashes like you two. Maybe the big boss did ditch us. They were talking about breaking up the team before and all. So Team Star and this big boss of yours, they're really that important to you? Is the sky blue? Let me put it in words you eggheads at the academy might understand. They're my greatest treasure. We're almost done, folks. We're almost done. Then we're going to raid somebody. Trombone, if you want to tell me who to raid, I can go ahead and get that queued up here in a moment as I'm reading through this script. We still have another scene before we can save. One more scene with maybe my favorite character in the game. Maybe my favorite character in the game. Melo's walk animation is curious because there are clearly knee creases on the backside of her boots. Check, it's me. It seems Giacomo no longer carries his star badge, the symbol of his status as a boss. He gave it to you, did he? I see. With its boss out of his picture, the second squad was pretty much done for. Oh, Giacomo. Sorry. Got caught up in my thoughts for a second. Now, about your reward, I'll transfer some LP over to your phone as promised. You can now make more kinds of TMs. I took the liberty of adding some new entries to the range of TMs you can make at TM machines. These new TMs should help you improve your Pokemon's battle capabilities even further. In any case, you did some solid work out there, so much so that you deserve an extra reward. Someone from my supply unit will be there soon to give you some materials for making TMs. Penny! She's my favorite character right now. Hello, I'm Penny from the supply unit. You probably don't remember, but you got me out of a tight spot by the school stairs. I was glad to help. Oh, so you do remember. But I am helping out with Operation Starfall as part of my independent study, you know, the treasure hunt. I'm good with machines and hacking and stuff, so I'll be working behind the scenes. So here you go, your bonus reward from Cassiopeia. Thank you. You should be able to make a ton of TMs with those. And Cassiopeia said you'll get more rewards each time you take out one of Team Star's bases. Also, I heard all about how you had your Pokemon charge into battle. Seems you were pretty amazing. With a trainer as strong as you are on our side, I'm sure the operation will go just fine. There's 4 more squad bosses left, so, good luck. Bye. Bye, Benny. All right, let's save. And call it a day. Trombone, do we have our suggested raid, my friend? Oh, I forgot about that. Forgot that button existed. I forgot you were playing Scarlet. Oh, I'm playing Scarlet. Yep. As well. Playing a second playthrough for me. Second playthrough for me. This playthrough's for y'all. Let's see. We'll give Trombone just a little bit longer, but I'm running past time. Hey, Checkpoint Church is streaming. Good call. We have a suggested raid. Let's see. I'm going to copy paste that. And let's go give him a raid. Oh, is this the piano music? Well, it's kind of nice. It's kind of pretty. Folks, for those of you that don't know, we are Checkpoint Church. We're really a church. I'm Nerd Pastor Nate, really a pastor here. And we have two other suggestions are ending now. Okay. We'll go with tsunami gating. That works fine for me. We believe 3 things to be true about every single one of you out there, regardless of whether or not you believe in God, don't believe in God, go to church, don't go to church. None of those things change these 3 things that we believe to be true about every single one of you. Number 1, that God loves you, like really, really loves you. Number 2, we love you. We want community with you. Number 3, that you, yes, you matter. You are a person of sacred worth. The world is a better place. Why? Because you are in it. Folks, all the best stuff happens over on our Discord, !Discord in the chat. That is the best place to go to get involved in all of the things that we're doing. We're going to go raid Tsunami Gaming now. Again, we will be live tomorrow at 1 o'clock playing whatever game you guys vote on. So get your votes in now if you want to. Get your votes in first thing in the morning. But get on the Discord so that you can get your votes in tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing you all then and there. Again, God loves you. We love you. You matter. If you would, do me the favor of dropping those You Matter emotes that Xando just dropped whenever we go raid Tsunami Gaming. Are you a father? I am, Dark Magician Boy. We are just raiding. We're just raiding somebody, but I am, in fact, a father. I am not a father as far as of a church. I'm a pastor in the United Methodist Church. But I hope that you'll join us again tomorrow, because we're about to go raid somebody right now. But until the next time that I see everybody, hopefully Dark Magician Boy tomorrow, and the rest of you that are able to join us, I will catch you next time. Bye-bye!